Y'all, tell me what I sound like now. I got a brand fucking new laptop, okay? It's actually kind of sexy. So, give me a 1 if I still sound like shit, even with a new laptop. Or, you know, hit a 2 if you can hear me pretty good. Okay, I'm seeing ones, twos, ones, two. Okay. So, what I'm guessing is y'all can hear me. Okay, you sound good. That sounds awesome. I was getting ready to say, y'all, I'm not meant to be up here. How y'all doing today? I hope y'all doing all right. Let's see who came up in here first. Elegant 17. Monohina, I have never seen you here before. Welcome. Jennifer, Sun Girl, always in the building. Rachel's Reviews is here. Holland, Lord, Goddess. That's kind of like me. I have 4 names, so I have to make sure I say all your names. Holland, Lord, Goddess. I appreciate you being here. Hey, Shannon B. The Sun Shining 1, Sun Shining 51. Y'all got some old school names. These names sound like something you would see on Black Planet back in the day. Baby Queen, Alicia Mumford. Hey, welcome back. Cosmetic Chick, Patricia Love. What's going on, lady? Satin Doll's here. So Boom is here. Lady Armand, looked like she came in, went out and came back in. All right, as usual. If I didn't call your name. Hey, K Sloan. You know you're gonna see your shit across the board. So where do you 50 years divested bitches get off treating these new divested bitches? Notice I didn't say old and young, because it doesn't matter how old you are, you can be newly divested. You could have been a mammy for 40 years and said, you know what, 41 years, I'm not going for it. That's it. I'm not doing this shit no more. But because you've been divested for so long, the shit we talk about is outdated. Let me tell you why you got me fucked up. When I went to nursing school 20 plus years ago, there was a class that you had to take called Nursing Fundamentals. So the people that graduated with me, we took that class over 20 years ago. They still offer it. So should we all go back to the college and tell them, we know how to start IVs. We know how to put in Foley catheters. Why are you still talking this shit today? Should we go tell them to shut the fuck up because we already know how to do it? Mechanic school. Y'all still talking about oil changes? Who the fuck don't know how to do an oil change? That's what you hoes sound like. Everybody's at different levels. And speaking of different levels, I hear you hoes in the level up sector are clowning women that are trying to, wait for it, level the fuck up. What? So you're more leveled up than the other girl who came to level up, but because she's not leveled, because you've been sucking that dude's dick for 40 years already, she should already know how to become a sugar baby. No? You guys are idiots. You're mean. And you remind me of mammies a little bit in the fact that you don't respect when somebody says, hey, I'm new. I don't know what's going on. What did I say wrong? Why am I not supposed to be out here marching? Why am I not supposed to feel bad for this dude getting shot? What's going on? What did I say wrong? You label them a mammy, and then you go somewhere and try to find a lace front to get somebody to look at your dumb ass. Is that what we're doing? I don't want to be that way. I want to be an all are welcome space where if you just divested 20 minutes before you got here, you can learn something. Also with that, if you've leveled up, you know everything, and you tired of this shit, grab your knockoff Coach bag and get the fuck out of here. Grab your knockoff Coach bag and get the fuck out of here. The exits are labeled. It's in the upper right-hand corner of your laptop. It's a small X, or you can Google something else, or you can start some shit somewhere else, because it's just not going to happen here. Let me tell you why you guys are wrong. I'm getting ready to test drive this new laptop and see if I share my screen with my sound fuck up. Don't fuck me up. Let's go. What you see in front of you is a YouTube search for how to scramble an egg. We could all say, who the fuck doesn't know how to scramble an egg? Well, a week ago, the Zaddy you see in front of you, he was trying to teach somebody that didn't know how to scramble egg how to scramble an egg. There's always going to be somebody that doesn't know what you know. And I filtered the search results so that you can see this. These are not old videos. These are, this one right up under here, perfect scrambled eggs with ricotta and chives. That was just uploaded 7 hours ago, bitch. Okay. This hag, Paula Dean, she's trying to teach people how to scramble an egg, and she's an elite cook. She's been cooking for decades. But she's still talking about how to scramble a goddamn egg. Take your Coach bag, knock off, go over to Paula Deen and tell that bitch that we don't want to hear about scrambled eggs anymore. We know how to scramble eggs. Teach us how to make a souffle. That's the corny shit y'all doing right now. Y'all need to stop. You really do. You need to cut this shit out. I know I'm not going forward. I'm not. Welcome, Salty. Welcome, Me36. Welcome, JoJo. Hey, hey, hey.
Hey, ladies.
Hi.
You can jump in whenever you want to. I just had to go ahead and get that shit out the way because, listen, some people don't know a lot of things and they lost around here. And then it's to the point where they're scared to say anything because you're going to pounce on their ass because they don't know what you know. Come on with the bullshit.
Like, I'll tell my story again like I did. When was it? I think, yesterday or the day before? I met a group of women in Pink Pill's chat. They invited me to a Discord. And I was very new in my divestment. It was literally only 2 weeks. And I felt like a lost puppy. I didn't know anything. And I felt like thrown to the wolves. Because they were rude, especially
you were thrown to the wolves. If you say something that's not accepted by the collective, they don't blame it on ignorance. They blame it on you being mammyish. You know what I mean? Thank you, by the way, Simona. I appreciate you so much, darling, for your sticker.
There was a lot that I did not know. There was a lot. And so when I disagreed with them for the very first time in the whole week that I was a part of the Discord, I disagreed with them one time and they shunned me. Completely shunned me, especially the ringleader, the one that was from Sweden. She honed in on me like a vulture.
I'm not surprised.
And I hadn't talked to another divested woman since I came here on your in your chat. Until I got to your chat, I had never spoken to another divested woman.
It's funny that they do that because here's the difference between me and a lot of them. A lot of them divested from Tyrone. I didn't have to divest from Tyrone because Tyrone ain't never got a piece of this pie. So be a little bit more understanding. Pick me. Jesus.
Yeah, it was really bad. And I couldn't understand where all the hostility was coming from. Like, that was the part that was killing me. I couldn't understand the hostility.
Dumbasses.
And I met these women when I was at my lowest point.
I hate that because that can turn people off of divestment. Also, why isn't there an opposite of what I'm saying here? Why isn't there a mammy somewhere saying, hey, we already know how to be a goddamn mammy. Stop getting mad about Tyrone getting shot. Where is that at? They don't do that.
Because it don't exist.
She said she got called a peasant. I'm done. Welcome, D.
Hey, y'all.
Hey.
I just kind of wanted to add to this topic because and I'm not on Discord, but I do see a lot of them on like Clubhouse, and it's kind of like the same vibe. And they do a lot of like gatekeeping on what it looks like a divested woman looks like, and if you're not in a certain shape or if you don't wear your hair a certain way, then you kind of don't count. And then like, I don't know if all of them live the lifestyles that they actually live when they say that they're, they're on sugar baby sites.
Somebody ought to tell that fat ass black lady that comes to my husband's pain clinic that she can't divest. She's divested all the goddamn way. Her husband white as Wonder Bread.
Yeah, and that's but to them, they're just like, well, like you have to be in the gym all the time, and you have to only eat. You can never eat fast food. That's ghetto. You're not divested. You're not.
You should eat better, but wait till somebody gets there. You can't just say that off rip. If they were just eating McDonald's yesterday, they're gonna have slip ups. It's okay to level up, but it's not okay to persecute somebody that took the initiative to try and level up.
Yeah, I agree with that. And that's the thing. Like if you're in a place in your life and you decide that you want to level up and then you go into this group of women that look nothing like you, they try and pretend they're not anything like you, and they're like teaching you like you're in some university about how to be this mythical divested woman. It turns a lot of people off.
No. Mammies are very welcoming. Yeah, you fist pump. Yeah, this is how you do this, and they don't treat our men this way. Yeah, they don't give them a. I mean, that's the welcome committee. That's what they sound like. We start judging each other off the rip, and we're end up being just like mammies in the fact that I don't want to call them the younger generation, because a lot of newly divestors aren't young; they're in their mid-30s, but it's like we're not leaving them anything to work with because it's just as judgmental here as it is everywhere else. And that's not cool.
Exactly. Like even with the hair thing, when she said if you don't wear your hair a certain way, like me personally, I like to switch my look up, and that means wigs and all of that. And I get told, "Oh, well, you trying to appeal to black men?" What do you care?
Mm.
This is how I express myself and my style. So why does it bother you so much?
Listen, I don't know.
Like that one dude who is, who created that gay dude who created a YouTube and said that he wanted it to be a space for women and all of that. The women in his chat, oh my God, they are beyond toxic. Like, check the Discord. I'm not active in the Discord anymore, but they're toxic.
I've never had one. Never had one.
Those women are so toxic. It is ridiculous.
And I heard Clubhouse is getting that way when we had our private lives. I heard Clubhouse is getting just like that.
Yeah, I'm not on Clubhouse, but I heard some things, and I don't want to be on Clubhouse because it is getting very toxic up in there. It's getting real bad.
Well, they started off as friends and then they turned on each other. So then they go and dig up each other's personal information and put it all out on the internet. And that's what they do. I can't fuck with it.
Ridiculous. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Yeah, we got to do better.
That happened to Big Talk.
This is always going to be a place where you can be newly divested. There's, like I said before in a few lives back, there's somebody right now, a mammy somewhere having a baby girl that I can probably teach how not to be that. So I don't do lace fronts and sugar baby and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it. Maybe I'm not divested enough. I thought I was. Hell.
Like, it's perfectly insane how they behave and how they act.
I'm glad I'm not there because I can't take that. I've been on went off, as you can tell. I will go the fuck off. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, and this was in my straddling the fence days, so I really did need some mentoring. But instead of mentoring me, they just jumped down my throat.
Welcome, yelling and popping. I think your mic is muted, hon. Welcome, yelling and popping.
Thank you. I was letting him speak. I think I was showing my bathroom for a second. I shut off my camera.
Mute yourself in the background. Yeah, we can hear you. Just mute yourself in the background. Mute your devices in the background, I should have said. Too salty, you still there, babe? I think they just came up here and sat down and was like, listen, I want a front row seat to this bullshit. While everybody getting their sound issues together, check me out. I'm not having sound issues today. I'm so proud. So,
yes, I'm too salty. I'm still here. I just can't comment in other groups for some reason.
I don't know what's going on.
And how can I donate like a super sticker?
You have to do that on your end, Cutie Pie. Just hit the button that's at the very bottom of your chat. So
yeah,
I'm getting ready
to when you go to type in, usually where there's a send button, instead of typing something in, just look over where the send button would be, and there's like a $sign.
Mm-hmm. So
and you click on it, and it lets you know, like, you know, if you want to donate a super chat or a super sticker.
Yeah.
And it lets you choose how much.
It
So
must be in the group that I can't comment on because I'm not seeing it. It must be in another group chat. I'm enjoying it, Divested, so keep going, girl.
Okay. I'm getting ready to roast the guy with this in Columbus, Ohio, with that goddamn restaurant, probably selling high blood pressure food. So let me go ahead and share again. These ladies right here. You don't think that they could use a space like ours? They're young, and they would have known better than to go inside of a establishment that was owned by a Tyrone. Okay? That's where they went wrong. It wasn't the hair. It was they went to a place where Dusty's run things, and you're always going to catch the low end of the stick or the short end of the stick if you go where Dusty's are. It is what it is. Let's look at this motherfucker's face. This is the person that's judging people's looks. Really? Really, Dusty?
Look like that.
Do you see his big ass face?
He has a beak.
He has a dupe.
You know what that reminds me of?
What?
The women who went into that restaurant in Dallas and they were twerking. Here was the problem. First of all, you had men in there who were dancing on top of your tables, and you were there dancing with them, listening to trap music. First of all, he plays trap music. He's talking about this is a, what he say? He said something about it being, you know, a high-end brunch spot. How is it a high-end brunch spot and you're playing trap music? Like, there are Black women who went to divested spaces and was like, yeah, we went in there and we left because they were playing nothing but trap music. So you get mad at the women for twerking because you're playing trap music? How does that make sense?
Well, nothing makes sense in Blackistan. Down is up and up is down.
And then all these Black men, yeah, you can't act a fool in this man's restaurant. He's playing trap music. What do you expect these women to do? Number one. And number two, you let men come in there and dance on top of the tables, but once when the women did it, you had an issue.
The men were on top of the
table.
table.
Ridiculous.
The men were on top of the tables. That sounds a little sus to me.
Yeah, they were on top of the tables, popping bottles and dancing. There's a whole video of it. Yes.
This dude's pose is suspect. Got that arm up, hand behind the back of his head. It looks like he didn't have a neck.
I'm disturbed that he knows what lace is on a wig. A lot of straight men don't know what that is. What do you mean you see the lace? Why are you looking, sir? Seat me in my party.
I wear wigs too, and my thing about it is, why do you get, like, yeah, they know this, but why do you care so much? I swear, when it comes down to, that was the one thing that surprised me when it came down to non-Black men. They don't talk about your hair. They don't ask you because they don't care. Why are Black men so obsessed with what we put on our head?
Black men are way too dialed into women's beautification, our personal things, what we do in the bathroom, how our body works. They just know way too much about it. They think it's normal, but it's quite strange for a group of men to know so much about a woman, just from beautification to basic personal care.
Yeah, you're right. You are right. They know way too much, and it's weird to me. It's very weird to me. That's why every time when a Black man says something about a woman, whether her hair is natural or she got some weave-in braids, whatever, why is this? Why? Why do you feel like you need to know this? You want a wig? Because I'm very curious.
Hell yeah, he wants a wig. All these wig videos with Black men in it. Hell yes, he wants a wig.
And before I was divested, I always thought that something was wrong with that, but I just could never understand why I felt the way I felt. Like, before I was divested, I just thought to myself, why does he care about what's in my head?
I've never seen this
That was a
video,
way of
y'all.
humbling you, knocking women
We
down the
slept
peg.
in Cincinnati, Ohio, the brunch place that's like a bar owned by J Rod, black-owned business, and they did not let us in because of discrimination. Of how the way he wants people to look, not how we as women, black beautiful women, want to look as he wants us to freaking look. Right. So the thing was, he said that our cousin's legs was visible and he did not want us to come in. Look how good this girl looks. Look how good you look. And our other cousin, her wig cap was showing because the wind was blowing. Look how good she looks. Where? Y'all, it's her birthday and we came from out of town. Like, that's crazy.
That's fucked up. That's
And I
fucked
believe
up.
every word because I'm living in Columbus, Ohio right now, and it's ghetto. So I believe every word.
My thing is, they say that white men will discriminate against you. What the fuck was that?
There are white men out there who are with either dealing business or whatever with black women with natural hair, weave, silk press, perm, braids. What y'all are the only group of men that actually give a damn about a woman's hair.
They say that they can't get business loans and this, that, and the third. This is why. Because you're going to go in there with your personal vendetta against black women. And your shit is, because his Yelp reviews and his, any of his reviews, they're all messed up. He got ones all over the place.
I wouldn't have went anyway. See, and that's another thing. Y'all sit here talking about some let's support black businesses. You look at my support if your business is good. So if I look at your reviews and you got ones everywhere and you got messed up reviews, I'm not going nowhere near your restaurant. And I bet you it's in the ghetto. Because I live where the white folks are at and I have never seen it.
Girl. Well, make sure y'all don't go to white male establishments because they're going to fetishize you. And they're going to ask you, you know, can I touch your hair? And that's not what happens in real life. I don't know where they get this from. When you go places, this is who fucks with y'all.
They get it from enemies. I'm gonna tell you like that that photo of that video that you posted onto Patreon. That's what she talked about. She literally said, you know, are you ready for that? Are you ready for a man to put his arm up against yours and say how much he loves your skin tone and how much he loves the contrast like they did with me? Are you ready for that?
That bitch need to cut that out. Yes, I'm ready for that. I'm ready for that this evening,
really
actually. Yeah, I'm ready for that this evening. Yes, ma'am. We're going to do all of that this evening.
I just want to know, what are black men doing when they ask you to do all, like, do you think all these women getting these butt injections and all of that trying to appeal to white men? No, it's the black male gaze. So is it any different? Like one of the women, I forgot her name, and I might have to go back and look at it. But one of the women on Patreon made the same point. What is the difference with black men talking about ass all day?
Well, yeah, if we're talking about white men and other men fetishizing black women, when the fact of the matter is black women are having so many babies with black men and they're not even being married, they're really just using them for sex. And so like when black women go out, they're more likely to get married. So like who's fetishizing who?
Thank you, K Sloan. K Sloan says she just got paid. Well, you go ahead then. That's what's up.
They fetishizing us and white women. Like there was just a video, I think yesterday, that went viral of this black dude not only harassing a white woman that he wanted to ask out, but she was rejecting him and he wouldn't take it. She's literally like, why are you following me? Please leave me alone. He was like, oh, well, I'm an alpha. And if I see a fine ass woman, I'm going to just say it.
Call the cops, y'all. Don't let them do that to y'all.
And she started to record it. She started to record it and she recorded 2 videos. She recorded that video for her own safety because dude kept following her. Like she lives in New York. Well, she lives in Jersey, but I think she was coming from the city because she was walking. And he was literally all up in her face. Like she was recorded for her own personal safety. And then she recorded a video later and she was like, yeah, before I recorded, he followed me for a long while.
I'm glad she pulled out her phone because he could have literally fucked her up. And that's, y'all need to make that a practice. whenever they come within 3-4 feet, turn your goddamn camera on and let that motherfucker know he's being recorded, because they are bold as hell these days. Very bold.
But if she were to call the cops on him, the mammies would say that she's being racist.
Fuck them bitches. Call the cops on her son.
Yeah, like the woman who came out, she is a YouTuber. She came out against Kevin Samuels. She's so racist. How is she racist for calling him out? How is she racist for telling the truth? He don't like women. So how?
And all of these people. Hello, everybody.
Hey, babe.
Hi, beautiful.
And all. Hello, lovely ladies. Hello, Divested. I love you. And
Love
all
you
of these
back.
men are saying how alpha they are. And you know what? For the old Divestors, you know, we need to be a guiding light for the newcomers, and especially
Yes.
the fence sitters. You know, there has to be people to guide them into a better way and to show them that there's a better way. I don't understand with this holier than thou, because a lot of these people who are saying, oh, I'm divested, I'm this, I'm level up, really they're not. When you really look at their lives, they're not really leveled up. Half of them never left of the Bronx. So how are you really leveling up?
Exactly.
And throwing on a lace front and a pencil skirt is not leveling up. They've never been anywhere. They don't know how to comport themselves into different ecospheres. They don't know how to comport themselves in different environments, because they put their emotions into it. And then if somebody says anything that they don't like, they're racist. And and I was and Clubhouse, they're turning Clubhouse into a trap house. When I first got on Clubhouse, they were talking about business, money moves. There are real millionaires in the room. I was in a room with Grant Cardone and his wife, Elena Cardone. Now, we know he's a real estate hotshot, because you got a lot of scammers on there too, and they were talking about how to balance their business and their marriage and all of this. Do you know this man had the nerve to get up and ask Grant, but does your wife submit to you? Needless to say, he reamed him another one. I've seen, they go by the algorithms. I've seen Clubhouse where they're talking about big booty bitches, get in here. I eat booty like groceries on Saturday. Get in here.
Oh my God.
If you a hoe, get in here. And I'm like, now they're turning it into a trap house. Now I've gone into secret rooms where white people are in there talking in code and shit about why they don't want other certain people in there. And then I was on this other delusional room where they were saying, oh, do black people make Clubhouse great? And I said, well, was any black people behind the invention of this app? Were they in the board meetings? Were they with the investors? Were they with the venture capitalists? Was anybody there? No. Well, how do you make it great if you had nothing to do with it? The delusions.
And
the delusions are astounding. So now you've got these so-called divested women who are looking down on the newcomers, and some of these women aren't old divestors. These are brand new divestors. It's just like these people that got religion. They were crackheads yesterday crawling on the street, and as soon as they get a little religion, it's like everything is Jesus. So they're looking down on the person that's getting off crack that just started the day after they did.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And it's like, I was in that time that I met that group of women, I was a fence sitter, and it would have been a perfect time to be guided and mentored, and I got attacked. So that's why it was just weird to me that and I had, before I came to Divested space, I hadn't talked to another divested woman before. This is my first time being in her space. As much as I am, this is, the first time since that happened, which was it was a year ago. It's officially a year ago. Divested space, the moment I came in here, a month ago, 2 months ago, was the first time I've ever associated with divested women since then.
The problem with a lot of these women, it's like, they want to keep going on and on to say that black women aren't a monolith. All right, answer me this. Are we or are we not a monolith? Because every divested black woman I know, they've got a little meat on them. They've got a little meat on the bones. They're a little thick around the edges. Some of them got tires. And one of my aunts, who was a supreme divester, I love her dearly with her wild ass. May she rest in peace. She was built like fucking Big Bird.
Oh, wow.
She was built. She looked like Big Bird took a day off. You know, she was real skinny legs, real top heavy, and very skinny legs. And she, you know, she had like 4 husbands. All right, she didn't play, and one was richer than the next one she had, than the last one she had. She was savage. She was supreme. You know, so I don't understand why they. Okay, are we a monolith or are we not a monolith? Because divestors are trying to say, these new ones, we're not a monolith. But yet, if you're not walking in goose step in what they say, how you should dress, how you should act, how you should be built, how you should look, how you this, and you don't do this, and they don't like hair, they like weave, they like natural hair. Then if you're not in goose step, then there's something wrong with you.
Some of these fake
So are we
bitches
a
think
monolith
that
or are we
everybody
not a
wants a
monolith?
black Barbie. Everybody's not looking for a black Barbie. Maybe the dude you want is looking for that, and good luck to you, girl. Get, you know, do what you got to do to get that guy, but don't project that shit on all of us. That's not how that works.
Before I found
No.
Divested Zealots YouTube, I did my research. And one thing I can say about divested women is that we all are truly different. Some are natural, some like to switch it up and be.
You broke off there, babe.
Fronts. Some wear the wigs, the lace fronts. We all look different. Some are thick, some are slim, some are big. Like, we all look different, but the path is the same. So when you want us to look a certain way, or you're not divested if you don't look this way, because it's natural women too that's like, you're not divested because you're still wearing a wig, you're trying to look good for Black men. It goes both ways. And so my conclusion is that once when they get this holier than thou mindset, if you don't fit what they look like or what their group of friends look like, you're not divested.
I don't know what one has to do with the other. You can look like a goddamn Barney dinosaur, and if you divested, you divested. Everybody has their own personal
like
goals.
my aunt.
You got your weight goals. You got your income goals. Your marital status goals. You might not want kids. You might want kids. But what they're telling you personally is that they think you're ugly. They think that you're not worth a damn. Okay, that's what they're saying. No dude told her she wasn't worth a damn and she wasn't the type. You're saying that to her.
But it's supposed.
That's crazy. That's crazy as hell. Me 36. Did you get a chance to speak, hon?
Yeah. Well, no, I didn't get a chance to speak. Hey, how are you guys doing?
Awesome. How are you?
Pretty good. So this is my first time in StreamYards. I've been listening for past month, and it's been pretty awesome. I just want to say that I do agree with divested groups and how there's women or girls that are like thinking this is something new. I mean, I didn't even know I was divested until this year. I've been kind of not going to barbecue cookouts and not going to, all, I hate to say it, Black events for about 10 years now. So
don't hate to say it. Just say that shit. I don't give a damn.
Yeah, I know. But it's just like I've been divested, and that's what it's been called. I've just been staying, how we say in Detroit, the fuck out the way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I would like to caution a lot of the women who are starting to, and I hate to say this, and I know you said don't hate to say it, but I'm talking about praising certain groups of men. I'm not trying to be a mammy here, but I've noticed that when I dated out my race 10 years ago, it was like men were like, oh my God, please accept me. I know I'm not Black, but now, I think that those groups to which you guys were speaking about, they're praising men and other groups and trying to be the perfect Black Barbie for them. And these guys,
they don't even know if that's what that guy wants. And then
right.
If you're the type of person that literally praises certain type of men, and you used to do that for Tyrone, you're just a man praiser. You're just looking for somebody to throw that praise on, and you need to knock it the fuck off.
Yep. And what's going to happen is you lose your power as a woman when you do that. It has nothing to do with race at that point. It's just that like you're fucking up the game basically. So that's all I wanted to say. I'll just jump back out. But I love this group of women, and I'm gonna be sitting in the back listening. So,
all right, do your thing. I appreciate you coming up.
all right, thanks.
This is why I never miss an opportunity to come up, because when I'm up here, I do feel like I'm talking to family, which my first experience was nothing like that. I was scared my first time coming up here to talk because I was afraid of being attacked again.
You won't be attacked here, ever. As long as you're making strides and trying to do better, I don't see what the reason to attack anyone. That I literally don't understand it. I know I keep saying I don't understand. I don't understand it. Somebody that's trying, you just gonna come say, your effort doesn't meet my standards. Girl, fuck you and sit down. I mean, sit down quickly, because that's not gonna fly. Leave people alone. Let them go ahead and move at their own pace. Go talk to the mammies that ain't moving at all, and they setting your ass up. Because those are the ones you should be worried about, because they're dangerous. Welcome back to Salty. Jojo, you still there, huh?
Yeah, I'm still here. I didn't want to talk over nobody, nothing like that. Give everybody a chance to speak.
And yelling and popping, me 36 and Too Salty, they just sitting up here chilling with their legs crossed, girl. They ain't got nothing to say.
I'm trying to get this super chat to work because I have a VPN because I'm in a different country, and so I'm just consumed with that. I'm sorry, Divested. I'll get on here in a second.
If you're on your phone, see, I'm on my phone, so I can't send in a super chat. But if I get out of StreamYard, I could do it. So if you're on your phone, you won't be able to do it.
Yeah, I'm glad you said it.
Yeah, if you're on your phone, you can't do it.
Oh, okay. I've always been on, YouTube when I send other content creators super chats. Hold up a second. Welcome back, Almaz. I don't know what happened, but you're on the mic.
And for the women in the chat who's showing support, I love y'all too. Thank you.
Thank you. I got cut off. I cut myself off because I'm not the most computer savvy. But I just wanted to say, isn't divestment supposed to be the end goal for Black women who want to achieve a better life, to get rid of, to get away from the narrative of strife and struggle? I mean, I was looking at something on social media, some little girl named Sweetie and Quavo. I don't keep up with all this shit. I've got other things to do. That they got into a little tussle, and people were up there saying, well, that's Black love. I'm sorry, you're not going to throw me around on an elevator and say that's love. That's how some people figure this ride or die, take what I give out.
Every single time one of these dusties put their hands on a Black woman or a woman in general, it's always, her fault in some way. Calling it Black love, that's basically blaming her for what happened.
Yes, and I am so happy that somebody finally said it, because that was a post that I saw, because I saw it on Lex's Exit. I saw it on her because she did a whole thing on it, and somebody was like,
shout out to her.
Yeah, she was like, they look like Black love to me. No, it's not. No, it is not. Let me tell you something. My uncle and my auntie have been together for over 20 years, and it was the most toxic relationship I've ever seen in my life. She literally called the police on him, but she got arrested because by the time the police got there, she was chasing him down the street with the broomstick. They would literally beat on each other. They would cheat on each other. It was the most toxic thing I ever seen in my life. And there was men in the comment section, like even on Lex's videos, like if you go to the bottom, somebody was like, oh, well, you see, they cut out the part where she hit him. If a woman hits you, walk away. Why do you feel like you're justified when you are stronger than she is to hit her?
They'll pack a pussy.
We normalize a lot of that abuse, because I've seen comments that say, oh, well, he didn't really hurt her. He was just shoving her to get to whatever.
That's assault no matter what.
You know what I mean? And so we normalize, or we try to lessen it, because one thing about Black love, quote unquote, Black love, it always has to hurt in some way. If you're not being physically abused, you're being mentally tormented, emotionally injured, there always has to be some level of violence or pain in whatever we do.
Yep. Yelling and
Um,
popping. Thank you so much, babe. I appreciate you.
can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Oh my
Yes.
goodness, I'm so excited to be in here. I never get into one. I just wanted to bring up, just to piggyback off of what was just said. I know you guys saw the Instagram post from that man. I don't want to drop names, and he said this is black love. You know, getting
Who
beat
said
up.
that? Drop the name so we can track
Adrian
him.
Broner.
Who?
Adrian Broner.
The
Be
broke
quiet.
boxer.
That
Yeah,
boxer?
he was on Instagram saying this is what black love looks like. If that's not the clearest example, I don't know what else could it be. Do y'all
He
like
whoops
getting
ass
hit? Is
too.
that what's the move?
He whoops ass too. Look
Yeah.
at his record. He beats on women
Isn't
as
he a
well.
boxer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A broke one at that. He
Oh
had
my
no money.
goodness.
He borrowed money from celebrity friends. He
Right.
admits to it. He admits that he asked his celebrity friends for money because he broke.
Somebody need to knock his ass the fuck out. Yes,
I
I
mean,
said that.
I wanted to bring this up specifically. People have, well, not really people. I just don't want to be rude. I'm sorry.
Rude to who?
The entire Black Love crowd has been showing their hand recently. There was this huge thing on Twitter saying black women being hypergamous is wrong because we're broke. And then you had the Adrian Broner situation. All the signs are there. All the signs are there.
Only
They're
sign
not
I need is that his ass is a black dude. That's all I need. That's the ultimate red flag. Like,
Right.
oh, you said he's what? Okay, I'm good. Have a great day.
Yeah, like my mom and I had a whole debate. Like I said, as far as my divestment journey, she agrees with everything that I'm doing, but there's one part that she does not agree with me on, and we had a whole debate about it. My mom was 18 years old, got with a man that was 7 years older than she was, and she leveled him up. A teen mom and everything, had me at 16, and she leveled him up.
Mm.
Like she straightened out this
20-something
man's
year
credit.
old with a 16-year-old.
She had me at 16, but she didn't get with him until she was 18. I was 2 years old when they started having a relationship. She got his credit right. She got him off child support. All of that. Made sure he kept money in his pocket. Moved him in our house. My mama had a whole house. Moved him in our home. My mama leveled him up. Wow. A man that was 7 years older than she was. And I told her, I'm not doing that. I told her I'm not building a man, that I am not Bob the Builder. I told her I'm not doing none of that. And then she gonna say, oh, well, you need to build with your man. I don't need to do not a damn thing. That's what I need to do. Like God, that's what I need to do. I'm not doing none of that.
Some girl said divesting is not just about dating. It's finance, leaving the ghetto, education, anti-homosexual, etc. Facts.
Yep.
Huge facts.
Yep.
And anybody that's on their way to doing that, I don't see how you can roast them in any way. Because a top mammy, a top elite mammy, to me, is not as good as a low-level divester. Do you get what I'm saying?
Right.
Because she's already making strides to get away from that shit. Your mammy ass is getting ready to get got, and we'll see you hopefully not on black femicide, you know.
What is that called? I think it's Malik a Stone or something like that. My mom didn't get with him until she didn't meet him and date him until she was 18 years old, and he's 7 years older than she was. So no sex, no nothing like that was happening when she was a child. My dad was only a couple years older than she was when I was born. So he had just turned 16 and she was, he had just turned 18 and she was 16. But my mom has been with her husband for 20 years and she had to suffer for the first 10.
Me too. I see you back there, honey. It just says your device is not connected. Anyway, welcome, Miss Queen.
The black community is so desensitized to spoiling black men and using black women as doormats that they think it's weird that you don't think it's normal to be taking care of these niggas.
Yeah, she was debating me on it because I told her, like, I'm not gonna live this life. You chose this life, so you have to live with it. And from what I can see, you happy. That's your business. But I'm not doing this.
Right. I think that it really stems from the coddling from childhood that young, like, black boys get. because we don't get that. I don't know, maybe you guys did, but like you had to be on top of it at school, all this other stuff. My crazy story, my mom was surprised that I didn't make my brother's food. And I was like, why would I? He's the same age as me. Like, we're grown adults. And she's like, he might not know. No joke. It was spaghetti and meatballs that was made. He might not know that they both go together. What?
The fuck?
Who did you raise? Who did you raise?
He's eaten it before, right? So how the fuck you don't know go together?
Yep. I think the problem is, and I brought this up a little while ago to my family members, it's the idea that we have to coddle Black men so that they will be able to live. And I think that it's so backwards, because it's like, you know, environmental, societal pressures, all that, blah, 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 blah. We have to shield them from that. And it's like, you're literally handicapping them from becoming human beings. Like, you see them on Twitter, they don't act like, not to be rude, they don't act like people.
Why y'all be scared to say that these animals are animals? They are animals for your.
No, they don't act like individuals. It's so strange.
Go ahead.
Yeah. It's weird because I have girlfriends right now who are raised in the same house with their brothers. They had the same opportunities. They had the same resources or lack of resources. But why is it all the girls that I know that came from the same home as their brothers are doing far more better?
Well, I
But
can kind
coddled.
of like,
in fact, they were
I
told
kind
to
of
get
have,
the fuck out at 18 years old.
Yep. I kind of have
They
an
were told to
idea
get
on
out.
that. That it again, like I was saying, it definitely stems from the idea that in order to, because priority is put on Black men right now. Like, that's where the priority is put. So we have to protect them. We have to save them. And that's not how men are supposed to be socialized. It handicaps them. That's why you have all these men on Twitter.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think they can be, because it's been too fucking long waiting on that to happen.
Right.
Yeah, like even when you raise them properly, they say they still act up. Like, for example, I had a cousin that was murdered a couple years ago, and we were really close. He was like 23, and yeah, he was raised perfect. He was biracial. He was raised with both his parents. They gave him everything he wanted. He had a brand new car when he was 16. All this other stuff, and he still fucked up. So it's just like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I would definitely say it doesn't really matter. I think my brother and I would be the perfect like case study, because we're twins. Same everything, same sports, same literally everything. It's two differing levels of pressure that get put on Black men and Black women. It's two different levels of pressure.
Yeah, and like my mom,
for
she was
him,
raised.
his pressure is to stay alive. For me, my pressure is to excel.
Yeah, like my mom, she was raised by a mammy. My grandmother is a mammy. Like, she does not. My grandmother has been a side chick for over 30 years.
Yep.
Hear me damn good. To a man that put his hands on her, made false promises to my mother and her siblings. I mean, this man has put my grandma through hell with gasoline draws on, and she still loves that man to the death of her. He chose another woman to have kids with. He chose another woman to marry. Like, he's with another woman now, and she pays his cell phone bill. This man owns property, and she's paying his cell phone bill. And you work at a factory.
Wow.
And and my grandmother has really bad health problems because she's a diabetic. And she works like she still got kids to take care of, and all of her kids are well past 35. And she still works herself to death. And so we want her to move to Florida, where she got family who will take care of her. No, she want to stay in Michigan with this dusty ass nigga. That's what she want to be at. You killing yourself to be around a man who wouldn't piss on you if you was on fire. And in return, she has coddled her son, her only son, my uncle. The man is past 35, and he can't properly function. He always asking you for money. You are his mother, and he is over 35 years old and asks you for money.
Oh, guys, there's a really good comment in the chat from Rose Love. Did anyone see the TikTok bonnet mammy that was attacking the mentally challenged girl, Tracy Barbie? First of all, I thought that was so disgusting, because did you see the video? She tried to bring in some Black men to get on her side, and they walked straight past her. They walked straight past her.
They walked straight past the bully.
Yes, because the woman was yelling at Tracy, and she was like, if you keep talking like this on TikTok, somebody like me is going to run up on you and they're not going to be as nice. And she was like, isn't that right? She's trying to get these black men attention because there are two of them walking past, and they looked at her and they kept on walking, and she looked so shocked.
Man, listen, they always run up on the right ones. Some of us divested women are not drinking violets.
Yep. And then Tracy went home, went to her house, made a TikTok, and was like, do I look like I'm going to go to jail over some black guys? And then I thought it was so funny because I was like, they sit here on TikTok calling you ugly all day. And then you put your bonnet on and head out and you put on, what did Derek Jackson's wife say? You put your helmet of salvation on and you go out and you go fight them, huh? Is that what you're doing?
That mammy was literally looking like a linebacker.
Yes, on Twitter.
Hit that girl. I did. I thought she was gonna hit her.
On Twitter, the same black men she was defending and all that other stuff. Oh, she's fat. She's ugly. We don't need her to do all this. People were sending her the video, were sending her the comments on Twitter.
See?
You played yourself, ma'am.
Wow. She need to apologize to that girl and then come join divestment and get baptized.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing. I never get upset when I see like these mammies and all this other stuff, because the mammy to disrespected to divested pipeline is so real.
You know what's so crazy? Like there are a lot of divested women that used to be mammies.
Yes,
like a lot. And like the thing is, what turned them into divested women is either they got done wrong by a man they were romantically involved with.
Yep.
Or they said one critical thing about black men, one thing, and got attacked, dragged for filth.
Yeah. I think what a lot of them experience is that they're going so hard for black men all the time, and they're like anti-white man, anti every single type of man. And then the second the black man they were defending, be it Michael B. Jordan, anyone, the second he gets a chance, he gets a white woman, and they sit there like shocked Pikachu face. Like, how? What do you mean? Girl, he didn't want you in the first place, babes.
Like, there was this woman who posted a link in the Discord to this podcast where these two women were talking, and they were inviting manosphere men, black manosphere men, to come onto the panel. And at first I didn't know they were going to do that. And then I was like, okay, let me sit here and listen. I'm listening, and all I hear is, oh, well, black women haven't been good allies to us. Black women haven't
What
done
does that
this.
mean?
Black
Can
women
you like
haven't
break
done
that down? What does that mean? We haven't been good allies to you.
Girl, I don't even know. I see black women die.
Yes, I'm literally reading feminist literature where black women are saying, we would rather you give black men the vote and keep us subjugated. Like, we literally gave up voting rights for you Negroes.
They don't do no research. All I'm hearing I was triggered the whole time, because all I can hear is, y'all kicked us out of the house when welfare came into play.
That's
y'all
not
did
true.
This, y'all did that. Y'all haven't been good allies. Y'all don't do this. Y'all don't do that. And they're trying to separate us, and you're letting white supremacists separate us.
Yeah. That's like the biggest lie ever. That women weren't having men. The problem is that a lot of, like you said, they don't know history. After slavery, black men were literally packing up and leaving their families. There was a term for it because it was so prevalent. They were leaving they started big families in the South, and they would leave them and go to the North and wouldn't send them any of the money they made. There was a whole term for it.
Yep, and you see how they'll bring up the welfare, but they won't bring up, oh, well, we can't kick you out of something you own. We can't kick you out of something that, because, all the way up until, after 2010, right after slavery ended, black people were reproducing like crazy.
Yes, because they finally got control over their own bodies. Kids. Yeah, so they were having all the babies in the world because they finally could control what they could do with their bodies.
Yeah, and it's how we got the stereotype of breeders, because black women were just popping out one child after another. It was uncommon for a black woman to just have one child.
Right.
It was extremely uncommon. We were reproducing like crazy, and a lot of these men couldn't provide for those kids. Welfare was needed because it would be a 2-bedroom apartment with like 4 kids.
Right. Oh, there's another really good thing in the chat that I wanted to say. I think it's Miss Zoomification. I peeped into a Coach Greg Adams chat, and he literally admitted to being jealous that young, beautiful women have access to rich men in ways that they don't. When I tell you they want to be women so bad.
Absolutely. That's why they're jealous about this whole Goldman Sachs issue. And it reminds me of the
Absolutely.
welfare thing, because they're going to do the exact same thing in 50 years. They're going to blame black women. Oh, the reason why we left you guys in 2021 is because you guys got $10 billion from Goldman Sachs. Da, da, da. Nobody wants to hear all that.
The problem is that the reason they didn't invest in black men is because you guys aren't going to return it. You aren't a good investment.
They are big mad. It is so funny right now.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Are so big mad about this. Like, everyone is. Like, of course, if I was a billionaire, I would invest in black women too. What the hell?
Yes,
I look
because
like?
we are the moment. We are what's coming up right now. We are creating culture. Have you seen the girls in rap? Have you seen Bree Runway? Like, we're eating everything up. Of course, I would invest in us. Do you see how many people are copying us, trying to beat us? Yes.
So far, like the best investment. Of course, you want 10, 20% of what a black woman's business will. Like, who wouldn't?
Yes,
and then of course.
And then you see them on what was it? It was that post on Facebook about how to get some black women's money. The problem with that is, oh, you can go. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I thought it was sick. And the thing is that yes,
yeah,
sure, you might get some of that money.
Men on social media telling them, go have your girl to get that grant money, man. So then we can take it and flip it and do this. And I'm like, wait a minute. Goldman Sachs, all right? Because I'll tell you, when I was a young woman, I worked for Goldman Sachs for a while, but I was working for a temp agency when I was living in Manhattan. They are numbers crunchers. If you looked at their manifesto, it said, because we're investing in the bread winners of the community.
Oh,
so
wow.
That's what I pointed out.
They study the trends. They know, and it's not they're just going to start handing out this money to women. It's $10 billion over 10 years. It's going to be allotted to different agencies that's going to be giving this money to women. It has to be allotted for. It's not like they're just handing you money. You're getting grants, and it's going to be for women who are usually business owners or are doing something in the community. It's not that they're just handing them this money. It's like you're going to be able to start an LLC and then go get this grant money.
No, but they don't know that. They don't know that because they don't know how
it shows the lack of education. It really does show the lack of education. It shows how dumb they are.
Yeah. They don't know how business works. I was literally saying on Facebook, you've got a multi-billion-dollar corporation. You don't think that they have measures in place to make sure these people aren't giving the money away?
It's a damn bank.
Like, do you see? And this is how you know
investments, and they're about getting a return on the investments.
Right. And this is how you know that they don't know anything about money, because you don't act like this when you have money. I'm not gonna expose everything, but my family, we have a little bit of coin. Okay, my dad would not in a million years hand his businesses and things over to my brother. Not in a million years. Not in a million years.
Black men lack a lot of things.
They lack so much, and the thing is, they lack so much
because it just doesn't make any sense. It's like, of course people are going to invest in black women because we completely turned this country on its head, and people have been milking from black women since we got over here.
Yes.
So of course,
literally milking. Literally,
black man is jealous. That's a problem, because at the end of the day, if black women, if black men supported black women and were actually working and hustling like they're supposed to do, there would be no welfare for black. There would be no Goldman Sachs, because we wouldn't need the money. We would have and they're just weak, and that's it.
Do me a favor, y'all. If you're not talking, put your mic on mute.
Yeah, I keep hearing someone's fixing their mic or something.
Yeah, it sounds like it's in a dryer or something. Sounds so much better.
If black men were doing what they're supposed to do, Black women wouldn't need a handout during welfare or right now.
I've said
Exactly.
this
They
before.
wouldn't.
It's why we do. It's when we finally do divest and we do so much better with other races of men. It's because we're the alphas of our own community. Black men don't want to be men, and they blame us for not wanting to be men. I swear everything is our fault. Everything. I swear if that sky turned green right now, they're gonna think we did something to make it happen. Of course, it's never any accountability. And let's not forget, these men were getting all these PPP loans. And the reason why they got caught immediately was because they went out and leased like Maybachs and shit. Instead of they could have
Exactly.
literally taken the money and started businesses. A lot of Black women I know started businesses, or they bought, you know how many people I know bought homes during a pandemic? And these dudes are online complaining. They sound so fucking disgusting because they're literally saying, oh, I saw something, some man was saying that Goldman Sachs is trying to divide the Black community. And it slipped a couple times that I just wish he had just came out and said they should be giving that to Black men. That was literally the gist of his thing. He was pissed that they didn't give him money. Nigga, y'all had opportunities to show what y'all do with money. Y'all, what's important to you is buying Gucci book bags, leasing cars that's about to get repossessed, and then they watch what Black women did.
Right. You had an opportunity to show what you do with money, and Lil Uzi put a diamond in the middle of his skull.
God. Please.
I hope somebody carved that shit out of his head when he's sleeping.
They had opportunities with affirmative action. They've always had programs to help Black men. I live in Chicago right now. They've got so many programs to help Black men get out of prison, to learn how to do like construction or be a chef or pet grooming, everything to counter activism. Affirmative action. I was on some woman's YouTube page, and she was talking about how her father got on with this affirmative action, and he was able to get this great job, but instead of him doing what he was supposed to do with the money, he tricked it off and he ruined the family.
I mean, look
at
all these
suffering in the
programs for
family.
men
He was
in
making
jail.
this good money, and then he started acting down to him.
They have tons of opportunities, but at the end of it, they're lazy.
I mean, it's like they're always
like, that's really the gist of it. They don't want to do the hard work. I'm
what about
sorry, go ahead. Hello.
You're right. They don't want to do the work. They have big brothers. They've got all these organizations to help young Black men and boys not get into any issues, but they don't take advantage of them. And they just, it's I don't want to do that. They don't want to do it. There's so many programs out here to help
I
Black
saw
men.
another thing in the chat. What was it? A little unseelie. She said, I was on the Zoom call for Goldman Sachs on Tuesday, and there were some mammies in that call. What were they talking about? What did they say?
Lying. Oh my God.
I want to know what was said.
Yeah, what was it? Little unseelie. What were they saying in the call?
Please let me know what the what?
Yes, I gotta know that.
My thing is, if they cut up enough, we might lose this money.
Right.
Exactly.
We might lose this opportunity. If they give the impression that they're going to give this money away or mishandle it, we're going to lose it. And I see Black women who run their own businesses working sun up to sun down.
And they usually have a man in the back, his feet is up, and she's taking care of him. And he barely put orders out. Like, he does nothing. And that's the thing. They don't take advantage.
And she runs her own business, and she makes clothes by hand. She makes clothes. She makes the clothes, and then she gives him the money because he wants to be a rapper. She gives him the money that she makes to go to the studio.
See, I would rather Goldman Sachs take their money and go than to give it to Mammy. Real talk. Don't give it to any of them.
We're still giving money to niggas for studio time?
Oh my God.
Right, I thought we were done with that.
No, we're not done.
I'm looking for a comment. What were they saying in that call?
I'm still reading the chat. I want to know what they were saying in the call, because if we really show our behind, not us, but if Black women really go around showing their behinds, we're going to lose this money. And there are a lot of women right now who need it very badly.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
like
My
see,
men
that's
are
Man.
why.
just as bad, if not worse, than some of these men. Like they
Right.
be coming in full force. Like, yeah, my
I
stepsister
was
did
on
that.
that Zoom call.
She moved a man into her house, like got a whole
I was on
house.
the Zoom call with
Wait,
And
you were on
him.
the Zoom
Yeah.
call? What did they say?
I
I was
spy with
on,
my
it
little
wasn't that
eye
particular
that
Zoom
these
call, but I
makers
was
are
on
gonna
another Zoom
start.
call with Goldman Sachs, and there were these mommies up here talking about what are they going to do for the black man. And I interjected, why?
No.
We're not talking about
Please
black
tell
men
me.
now. We're
Please
talking
tell me
about the
that's not
issues of
true.
black women.
I just got a
You
headache.
know, you know what
Yes,
black men are
ma'am.
gonna do?
Ma'am,
This is what,
yes, ma'am.
this is
It's
what
true.
black men are gonna start
It's
doing. They're
true.
gonna
And
start.
I was blunt, and I said, what? I said, and I was very blunt.
Go
I
ahead.
said, well, what have black men done with the money they've raised so far? I remember the Million Man March. I remember they had all the money that was raised during that time. Where did those funds go? Where did those funds go? You could have fixed up whole swaths of blighted neighborhoods in Gary, Indiana, on the south side of Chicago. Where did the money go? See all that shit, and she was like, well, we have to think about the black man. And I'm like, you know what? I don't care. What have they done with the opportunities that they had in the past? And then she cut me off, and she didn't want to talk about it anymore because I asked the hard questions. I'm like, why are we here?
Can
Why
I just
are
say
you
real
trying
quick,
to change
thank
this?
you for
This is
being
something
on
for
that
us. Why
call.
can't it be about for us? I'm
Alma,
so
Yes,
sick
thank
of
you
it
for
because I
Alma,
being
don't
on
she's
that
care. You know,
call.
lagging
I
a
have
little
no.
bit. That's why. She hears us later. That's why it seems like she's talking over everybody because she's lagging a
I,
little bit.
yeah, it sounds crazy on my end.
You know what these
oh,
makers
I'm
are gonna
sorry.
start doing? They're gonna start asking black women finally to marry them once they get a bag. Trust me and believe. They're gonna be seeing all these makers getting on their rusty ass knees, with these Cracker Jack box rings, asking black women to marry them now that they have money. Guarantee that's what's gonna happen.
Do y'all remember? I don't remember this woman's name, but do y'all remember there was this black woman that won the lottery? She did this. Now she did this twice.
Yep.
She won multi-millions of dollars twice. I think it was hundreds of millions. And she spent it on her Dusty. The
He
man
sued her
didn't want to
recently,
do right. Yep, he kept going to
He
prison and
sued
she
her.
kept bailing him out. She kept paying his legal fees.
He
All of
sued
that.
he
Now
sued her, and so did her church. Her church sued her as
Yep.
well.
everyone sued her ass because she was dumb. Like, you don't fuck with, once you get that, you disappear. You go off to some nice island somewhere or some neighborhood somewhere and you do not look back. I said that man would have been homeless because he didn't even have to be in it to save
No,
after her.
listen, she should have found herself a sexy non-black boy, okay, very young, and spend the rest of her life. That's it. Like, if I have money, you think I would spend it on no black man? No. I'm going to get me a young, I'm a cougar.
Well, I'm the opposite.
Give me a young, sexy Hispanic boy, and we live the fantasy life. The hell?
And like, my stepsister did
Black
something
women
like
won't
that.
do that.
She moved her Dusty. Like, they had this big beautiful home. She gave us the whole tour and everything. And she has a job where she create like these balloon arches and stuff like that, and people pay her to set up little kid birthday parties. Man, tell me why this dude built a studio in the house. So his baby mama got upset. You got her in the house with her baby, and you ain't in the house with us. We want to be in the house. Kick my stepsister and her daughter out and move him and his baby mama in.
That don't make no sense. Oh no.
And I said, that's what you get. That's what you
There's
get for
no
being
way.
stupid. That makes no sense in my head. I'm sorry.
Black women like to look back when we do well, and black men don't, and that's the problem.
I think the thing is not that we like looking bad. It's that that's the only thing we know.
No, we have
The
to
only
like
way
it
that we
because this
think
is
that,
hundreds and hundreds of years of doing the same thing. Somebody likes it.
right, the way we
Somebody's
know
mad.
that,
Well, saying if you stay in the outhouse long enough, you forget how it smells.
right, like we know
Some of
the
them never
only,
left the outhouse and they don't want to leave because it hurts.
right, the only time we think that we look right in love is when we look bad. Have you seen these relationships, some of these relationships on Twitter? These women look like they're about to pass out and die from being overworked. But they're like, I got a
Yep.
man, so I'm happy. Girl, you work 15 hours a day.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that Twitter post of that African man. And he was talking about his wife. She literally passed out from exhaustion.
Mm.
In the middle,
passed-
and I think you talk about the one where she was breastfeeding and passed out.
She was supposed to be cooking, and he came home and he was like, "Why do I smell burning?" And she slumped over in the chair. He thought she fell asleep, so he's tapping her, trying to wake her up, and she's not waking up. He takes her to the hospital. The doctor says she passed out from exhaustion, and now he's on Twitter looking for head pets because now he washes dishes after dinner.
Yeah,
Oh,
I knew of a
fuck out
Haitian
of here.
woman. I knew of a Haitian woman that died.
Yes.
Died from exhaustion
And
after. Yeah.
And the problem is that I'm not gonna lie to you. My goal or my method was that I was gonna get a black man from the diaspora because I wanted me some little black babies. But then the African women came out and was like, they are not no better. I was heartbroken.
Yeah, like there was a similar post. This woman had worked a full week. She was going to school online and she was breastfeeding the baby, and in the middle of doing her classes while breastfeeding, she passed out. And this man made an appreciation post. You shouldn't be making no appreciation for it. She is so tired. And then this woman's defending her husband. He's not making me do anything. I don't want to do blah blah. Girl, please. Girl, but you know you can't stop
See,
doing
the
this
thing
even
is,
if you wanted to.
the thing is that you might want to do this. The reason you want to do it is because your other option is starving. Your other option is being homeless. Of course you want to do this because you want to live in a house, babe.
Yes, like I would work.
You're doing all this stuff to survive, not because you feel like you want to.
Exactly. Like there are a lot of people that let this pandemic stop them. I lost my job just like everybody else, and I still did what I can to make money. And I'm doing what I can right now to make money so I can move myself into an even nicer neighborhood than where I'm living right now. I'm not finna lower myself.
And
I am a childless woman. I am 24 years old. I'm childless and I can do and go wherever I want to. And I'm not finna lower myself to you. I am literally one check away from putting myself in an upper middle class neighborhood. See, right now I'm in middle class neighborhood. I'm one check away from an upper middle class neighborhood.
Way to
Do
go,
you think I'm
sis.
gonna lower myself to you? No.
Way to go, sis. You're very inspiring.
Congratulations on
Yeah,
that.
And I was born in poverty.
Hell yeah. Yeah, what just to piggyback off what you just said, I went to college. What am I gonna look like being with a dude who could be put on a t-shirt tomorrow?
Right. The fuck? Don't
I
nobody
went
want
to
to do that.
college. And I think another thing that I wanted to bring up was the idea of lowering yourself. So many of us as black women are playing this dating game not to lose rather than to win. When we're playing not to lose, we'll take any piece of man that we can get.
The better option is him to be on the t-shirt because 9 times out of 10, it's him putting you on the t-shirt. That's the reality. Nobody's telling them.
And see, that's why my grandmother has been a side chick for over 30 years because she lives by that. I'd rather have a piece of a man than not a man at all.
Fuck all
Black
that.
women
And the thing is, the pieces that they're offering us are horrible. Getting your eye almost bit out, getting beat up, living on the street. The piece, they're not even offering a good piece.
Exactly. That's why all the blame is not even on my mother. She was raised by a mammy, and I love my grandmother. I love her to death. But she's a mammy. Like, there's no other way around that statement at all. You were a literal side chick for over 30 years.
Oh, I also wanted to ask you guys, what was your whole view on the whole Chet Hanks white boy summer thing?
Black Girl Summer.
Yes, I was kind of upset about it because y'all, he's definitely pandering. Come on now.
I mean,
He gives off wigger vibes to me, and I don't know
Yes, he's
that
definitely.
has been a wigger for years. I used to remember when he was little. He hasn't changed, so
Right.
he's been that way forever. Some people don't
Here's
even
my
know.
opinion. We could
stays in his own lane.
Here's my opinion. When are we just going to take the corrective promotion and just move on? We don't got to date the man. We don't got to entertain him.
Well,
we don't got to do anything. Just take the corrective promotion and move on.
One of the things that I was going to, my thing was this, is that it was sad to me because he's playing off a dynamic within black women. He's playing off insecurity. Of course he's going to make this a Black Girl Summer because he knows we'll buy the merch he's about to drop. He's playing off that.
I'm buying that shit.
Okay, and that's fine. I feel like it's perfectly fine. You know what I mean? That's great. Our reputation right now and our promotion right now is great because you're seeing non-black men really, whether they mean it or not, it doesn't matter. At this point, that will affect people's mindset on how black women are being viewed. They see that we are good women. They are seeing how our own men is bashing us, and they're like, but they're not that bad though. What are you saying?
Exactly.
You understand?
The only problem that I'm seeing with it is the type of woman that he's glorifying. He's not glorifying us being in an office. He's glorifying us half naked in the summer, popping it on a handstand. That's what makes me nervous.
What can you do about it?
Okay, you see a lot of Asian women in porn. Listen, right now, our reputation is good. Our overall reputation, how we treat people, how the workplace, and also sexually, how we're being viewed. Asian women are a huge fetish right now for a lot of these men too. But it's okay. You understand what I mean? It's okay. Good. That's still good promotion because negativity is not being promoted. You understand what I mean?
Yes, but all I'm saying is, and all I'm saying is that I don't mind, again, I don't mind if we're being fetishized or all that, because that's good promotion. But what I'm saying is that the women that are going to get out here and participate in this Black Girl Summer, they're going to contribute to the hood rat stereotype. He's not asking for Michelle Obamas to come out this summer. He's asking for Sukis. We don't need no more Sukis out here.
Look, there's some women that are married to problems. There's some Black divested women that can't get down with that. They don't want to. That's okay. That's not my business. Chat has been Chat forever. Let me tell you, when I was younger, he was doing the same thing. So my thing is, any promotion is good promotion, in my opinion. Somebody's talking about it. You don't have to participate. There's always, you're not going to get rid of niggas or wiggers. It's just there's some Black women that are just going to be attracted to men that look like black men. I mean, what can you do about it?
I'm determined to track down whoever got on that bango earring and knocking it against that phone. I'm determined to figure out who this is.
Okay, I thought I was the only one that could hear it. That's why I kept thinking it was me.
Oh no, I hear it.
I mute myself when I'm not talking. Period. So
yeah, I've been muted.
I'm muted. I muted myself.
But like my thing is, my whole thing with the chat thing
the pushback.
Let's just
not me. I muted myself. But you notice, notice the more women are talking about now. Black men have been divesting forever. I mean, go back to Frederick Douglass even before then. You know, Black men have been divested or whatever. They always looked out for their own interest first. Now, all of a sudden, Black women are talking about looking out for our own interests. And now, all of a sudden, you get this pushback because people monetize off of Black women's misery and suffering. Everybody gets a piece of that. The pulpit pimp who's telling you to wait on Jesus and then stay hidden for your husband. How are you going to stay hidden for your husband hiding up in church every day? You see how fucked up that is? You got the real pimps who are out here trafficking girls. You got the homosexual pimps and the niggadactyls that got the niggadacity to want to be living up in your house and not contributing anything, beating and killing your children. And then you've got their mammies who are pushing them off on you because the mammies are upset that you don't want their sons and they hate you.
Talk about
the Black because you don't want their sons. Because if you don't want their sons, it's something wrong with them. They know there's something wrong with them.
Can we take a second though, because that was like such an amazing point. They constantly are telling their sons that they're too good for us, but constantly telling us to chase after their sons.
Right.
It's disgusting. I have literally heard so many women tell their sons to not mess with me because I'm in college. I think I'm too good for them, blah, 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 blah. But then they'll come to me and they'll say, have you thought about my son? I know you're in college. I know you're going to get your master's. You're so smart. I would love to have you in my family. It's
they need you to take care of him.
They're setting women up to be domestically abused because you've gassed this man up to think that he is the second coming of Christ. And you've already made my self-esteem so low by telling him that I'm not worthy of him, but at the same time you're expecting me to go in there and be his doormat just like you were when he was little.
Which is why it's important for Black
But
men
nobody,
to
all he's gonna turn out to be is a. I'm sorry, someone was talking. I interrupted.
No, go ahead. I was done.
No, they just turn out to be murderers. Like they murder their own mothers and their desperate girlfriends. Like any woman that decides to get a man that ain't doing shit, he's not even going to school, he's not working, all he does is stay in his camp. That's desperate. That's very desperate. That's sad.
Yes, and I wanted to bring this up because I feel like it's another example, and there are a lot of older Black women kind of failing us. On Twitter earlier, I saw a blog post about a woman who was saying she noticed a man using pimp tactics on a 16-year-old Black girl. And I said, and you didn't say anything? You let her go off with him? Not you guys, obviously, but just like the older, more generations of Black women, like, we needed you to look out for us, and you were so busy looking out for everyone else. You know, it freaking sucked. So now we're in our 20s navigating through grad school, all this other stuff, and we have no clue what's going on.
Exactly. Like one thing about divestment that has done for me, it really opened my eyes and showed me that a lot of things that I perceive to be normal is nowhere near fucking normal. Like exactly what you're talking about is not normal at all. Like I can't tell you how many times I've witnessed women that have letting these older men get too close, me included. You know, not me letting it happen, but them getting too close to me and older women letting it happen. And on top of that, Black men, they want everything. They want everything from you, but want to do nothing to obtain it.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Which is the craziest thing to me. I'm a Black man with a dick, so I'm gonna need you to do everything. I'm gonna need you to do it all.
Well,
I'm gonna need you to do it all, but at the same time, I'm gonna need you to submit to me and do what I say. Yeah. I've had guys say to me, "Well, I don't need to go to school and get all these degrees that you have because you're gonna get them, and I'm not gonna do anything for you with them."
Exactly. Like Lexus did a whole she had talked about how she was in an abusive relationship with an acre, and when the pastor found out, it was either a pastor or a deacon, I can't remember which one she said, and he was like, do you submit to him? Do you listen to him? Why do y'all want us to listen to you so damn bad? Like,
why do you want us to listen to you so bad?
I'm just trying to get this obsession with submission. And thank God we have channels out here like Divested Zealots. Once I work this freaking Patreon, trust me, I'm going to do something. But, you know, it's like this obsession with submission, the failure of Black women, and I'm in that category, so I can speak. They have failed younger women, but there are older Black women like Divested Zealot who's trying to hook you up on game. Exactly. And thank God for it, because it's better to listen to someone like her than to be paying a fucking psychiatrist $200 an hour because you're trying to get over a relationship. And if you hadn't listened to her, you'd see the red flags. So she's really.
Can I say something about the submission piece?
That saying she's doing the Lord's work.
Yeah. Listen, I know my generation fucked up. Y'all think my generation fucked up? Boy, the bitches that came before us, they was doormats for real.
Right.
Yeah, like she's
they had no other choice.
Because Black women have generationally have let down Black women for ages. All you can do is look forward. And thankfully, Divested exists and other people exist like her, because our mothers, our great grandmothers, our grandmothers, they didn't do anything. But you can't look back and blame them. I mean, life goes on. So divest.
I've witnessed picnics and barbecues and shit like that. Older women, when I was a teen, nudging me, "You're not going to make his plate?" "No, because I'm not hungry." That's not what's going to happen. They'll literally come pounce on you. If I'm not going to be making plates all my life. I don't work in a goddamn kitchen.
Okay.
They want everything but want to produce nothing
Can
for
I?
it.
I just wanted to say real quick. They want our submission because they see other groups of men having submission from their women, and they're wondering why they're not getting it. But they don't have
that's not.
anything.
It's
They
no,
want
might-
it's
submission
not even
because they
past
want a
that.
Why
slave.
would somebody
Guys,
submit something they
remember,
took out of
like,
themselves?
the whole submission thing to them is slave-like. We know what submission means. It doesn't mean necessarily that you're acting like a slave, that you want to be slave-like. It doesn't mean that. But for them, they don't want you to talk. They want you to act a certain way. Just literally be robots and say, okay. That's what they want. The reason why is because they've been in that slave-like
They don't like those
mindset.
religious
So of course,
cults with right.
And see,
I
the
don't
thing
think
is
it's anything
that's what they
that
think.
I could have picked out of my own body. I don't think so.
That's what they think other groups of men
No,
are
I mean they
doing.
want to be
Well,
like
like
those
they say all
religious
the time.
cults. But no,
Y'all,
other
y'all
races
give
of
y'all
men
each other
make
some respect. Don't
environments
talk
for
over each
women.
other.
If you're
Don't talk over each other because they
I'm
can't
sorry,
hear
yeah,
you when you do that.
I'm lagging. No, but other races of people make environments where women don't mind. Even white women, Asian women, all these other ethnic groups of women that I know, they don't fix their husband's plate. The husband usually fixes the kids' plates. He makes sure that the kids eat, and then the
Yes.
husband and wife eat or whatever.
Yep.
You're not submitting. You're submitting to this white man every day. You feel conquered, so now you want the most. As I think Black women should be a protected class, like the gays and the LGBTQIA community. We should be a protected class also, because we're being slaughtered wholesale and missing. Now it's like 74,000 Black girls that are missing, and all of these people who are talking this want submission because they're so conquered. They feel that's the only way to feel like a man, if you have this woman kowtowing to you and bowing to you like these hoteps and these Hebrew niggerites and all of that shit. They don't feel like men. Men who are real men don't demand submission. They get respect because it is warranted. They're not out here demanding submission. And what are we submitting to?
Can I-
Poverty,
They also
broken
create
homes.
the
What are we submitting
environment
to?
for submission. You have to create the environment for femininity. Firstly, if there's nothing but dust to submit to, what are you going to submit to? A dustpan? No, you can't. So the reason why these Black men are jealous of other environments and other men is because these men get the bag. They understand their position as males. Black men don't get that. They think, oh, because you're a woman, you're supposed to submit to me. No, sweetie. The reason why white women white women aren't even submissive. What are they talking about? But anyway, those people they create the environment for them to react and mellow out and be beautiful and okay, baby, I can do this for you. Black men don't create that, so they have nothing to complain about. You have to create the environment for somebody to submit to you, period.
Every relationship that I've seen that got a Black man and a white woman, she controls him and delegates what he does. There's only one couple that I've seen with a Black man and a white woman where he controls her, and it's like she's a fucking prisoner. Like it's actually a Black manosphere man. Like she's not allowed to go to a regular gym. She has to work out at their house.
Oh,
She's
I know
not
who you're
allowed to
talking
dress how
about.
Who?
Yeah, she's not allowed to do
It's
anything. She has to
it's
dress how
Donovan Sharp, isn't it? Is it Donovan Sharp?
Yes. It's like she's a fucking prisoner. He wants her to wear her hair how he wants it.
I used to
Girl,
watch
listen.
his channel. Oh, I'm sorry.
His rules, the way that his rules are set up is she wears her hair how he wants her to. She dresses how he wants her to. She moves how he wants her to. She's not allowed to go to a gym. She's not allowed to do much of anything outside of him. He literally posts her naked ass all over social media to prove her submission.
What?
She works for him. What she does? She knows how to code. So she helps him with his live streams. She takes phone calls and siphon them out and screens them. Like it's like she's a fucking prisoner. She don't move.
Me.
She don't move until Donovan says move.
Wow.
What's funny is I bet you this guy is bending it over for her and getting strapped in the ass at home. So don't pay him no money.
And then he
I just
posted on
wanted
social
to.
media. He posted on social media, she's not a 10, she's not a 9, but at least she's not a 4 or a 5. Why? That's your girlfriend. What is you doing?
I just one of the things that I wanted to say earlier that I didn't get to was that I think Black men have the idea that other groups of men are getting submitted to or are having women slave for them, and they want a piece of that too. But in reality, it's egalitarian. It's a partnership.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, oh, we need, because listen to how they talk about white women. They talk about white women like white women are the most graceful, peaceful, submissive little
Which is
things. These
bullshit.
women are
Yeah.
crazy.
No, he took a hoe. He even admits to it. He took a hoe, mentally broke her down. He openly admits to mentally breaking her down into what she is now.
He
He
sells
said, I
books
had
about
to
it.
mentally break her down and create it
Wow.
before.
He
And
sells
for
a
the
book.
women who said it in the chat when you said, so a slave, yes, a slave. Because he even admits to breaking her down and he tells other men, you have to break them down.
Yeah, he sells a book on
Is
how to do it. He
somebody
also
cutting
makes her
vegetables?
Conquered.
Oh,
He's
somebody
conquered.
cutting
So
vegetables.
he
Yes,
also
they
makes
are.
her take different like pills and stuff. He makes her take like collagen and stuff like that so that she doesn't
Yeah,
age
so
as
she
quickly.
aged slower. He makes
Yeah,
her
She
do that so
clearly
he
she
don't
makes her
ages
have
do
slower.
that.
that because let me tell you, that's why I know these men don't really date who they say they date because they are talking about white women are more submissive and whatnot. Get the fuck out of here. They will slap your ass
Met
and
a
give you
white
a dick
woman. Have
at
you
the
ever
moment.
met a white woman?
That's what I'm saying. Like they never have, and trust me, they could be all good with the family, but you fuck with her, her father will call you a nigga in a minute and whoop your ass.
No,
So
they'll
you don't
call
let
you
them
the
some
say
of
N-word.
that.
these guys like being called the N-word by these white duckies in the bed. Trust me. Okay. So I'm gonna spill a little bit of tea. So I have friends that and dabbled into like online sex work, phone sex operators. You'd be appalled at how many black men, and you can tell they're black men when they call in. Okay, you'll be appalled how many black men who assume you're playing a white girl want you to call them the N-word. It's crazy. They like it.
Melanin, you cooking?
Yeah,
That's
she is
not me.
chopping them vegetables.
Somebody
Somebody
cutting
tearing something
cucumbers around
up.
this
Yeah,
bitch.
whoever's cooking, leave your address. I'm hungry.
Right.
I heard somebody popping on chips in the background,
Right?
smacking. That was not me.
Lord have mercy. I'm getting hungry fucking around with y'all.
I love how everybody went quiet to hear it though.
That's me.
I love it. I love it so much.
I'm on
And for the
mute,
women
but
in the
I'm
chat
making.
who's asking, the
I'm
man we
on
talking
mute.
about is the Tyrone.
I'm on mute, but I'm making Ethiopian food.
Y'all tickle the fuck out of me, man.
Nice
Girl,
vegetables.
what?
But yeah, like when it comes down to black men, the craziest thing, like they really want you. And the bitch work. Like she still works. Like you asking a lot out of this hoe, and she works.
Wait, what?
Boy, fuck you and the horse you rode in on.
I gotta check it out. I can't give him a viewership. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'll sign out of my account and then go look because that sounds
No, no.
illegal.
Listen,
Actually.
he
It's
makes her
retarded.
take
It's
he
I
makes her
tried.
he makes
I
her
really
take
tried
all kinds
watching
of
his. Oh,
things.
sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say he makes her take all kinds of things to slow down her aging process, all the other stuff. He has a specific weight that if she reaches it, he's leaving, and he writes books and gives them to, and men buy them, and the book is called like How to Train Your Woman or something like that. Like
Oh yeah,
they
and look,
think we're
he
animals.
he openly admits to not dealing with black women. He literally says, "This is why I'm Team Snow Bunny all day."
Good.
And there was a story. I don't believe it, but I'm gonna tell you what was said. So Devin claims to be at the nail salon and says, "Oh well, I'm getting." And two black women asked her what she was getting. Started casual conversation. And she was like, "Oh well, I'm getting French tip. The man wants it, and whatever the man wants, the man gets." And they gave her a nasty look. And then he posted it. He screenshot the text message, posted it to his Instagram, and said, "This is why I tease nobody all day." First of all, how do you know that conversation even happened? Because here's the thing: this man openly admits to never dating black women, but he talks about us every single chance he gets. I
Oh
mean,
my God,
every
he doesn't
chance
shut
he
up
gets,
about us.
he talks about us like we are the lowest form of human life. So why don't you think she's pandering to you to pay for her nails, you dumbass? Please explain it to me. Because, like, let's say I'm with a non-black man and he hates his group of women. And he never misses an opportunity to drag them for filth. You think I'm not gonna play on that to get what I want out of this nigga? No, I'm gonna play on it. I'm gonna pander and get what I want. Get everything paid for. You pay for her hair. You pay for her nails. Yes, I'm gonna get my upkeep out of you, stupid.
Yeah, I was gonna
And when
say
she divorces him, she's gonna take half. Nobody gives a shit about some nigger with a dust bunny. Who cares? He's
I was
conquered.
gonna say really
Congratulations, you're
Right.
conquered.
Right. And it's
I was
like,
gonna say
why would I even entertain the idea of someone that promotes such crazy toxicity? It's like to a whole nother level that is stupid. Like, you know how stupid these men sound? That's why I can never watch one of like whatever his videos are, because I tried and the stupidity was so freaking strong. I said, there's no way a man with common sense that doesn't have some sort of mental disability, would listen to something like this.
Exactly.
This is crazy.
Do you know that meme of a black woman who's overweight and got her finger wagging? That's what he promotes us as. He promotes us as these overweight, loud, ghetto, ignorant, bad weave wearing females. That's how he promotes us on his YouTube. And it is the weirdest thing to me.
That's fine.
Since you don't
Y'all
date
gotta
us.
stop watching these people. I'm sorry.
Right. No,
Yeah, I don't really
I
know
was
him.
gonna
that stuff
say
don't bother me. That stuff does not bother me. I don't care what some Dusty Naker does on his channel. Who gives a shit? Really, at the
Here's
end
the
of the
thing,
day,
I don't watch
he
it
can give
anymore,
her
but
as
like I
much
said, I've
collagen-
said this before.
He can give her as much collagen as he wants. The bitch is still gonna sleep in a couple years anyway. Nobody's
Like,
worried about it.
I was
like I
gonna
said,
say
I found the Black Manosphere before I found Divestment. So this
yes,
was before I found all of these channels.
exactly.
Yeah,
I
but
was
that's
gonna
one thing
say
that I love right now. What you're seeing right now in YouTube, I love that the face of the manosphere is black men, and the face of divestment and the face of femininity and hypergamy is black women. You
Yeah, like
see two different polar opposite, you know what I mean, ideas. Men that promote such nasty, stupid, like nasty behavior, it's gonna go on history books. I hope you guys know that. The face of the manosphere, they're gonna say black men have promoted such nasty, toxic behavior, and I'm so here for it.
Yeah, like that's why I said, like, I don't watch their stuff now that I am, once when I started to immerse myself in divested content and started to connect with other divested women, I stopped watching. But I found those channels before I found divested channels, and this is how I know about these men. But do I watch them anymore? No, I don't watch them anymore. I know about them because I found them first. And watching Sinji, watching her content is what pushed me over there because all their channels started to get recommended to me.
Yeah, see, that's why I gotta block them. I'm not saying, but I know like women now that's in the divestment space. I'm like, y'all be not you specifically, but like, I'm just big on not giving those people viewership because they're so toxic. Like, I wouldn't even want them in my space. So anything that has to do with kitten heels is like block. That little Jessica girl, like that's just. Once I see what they're about, that's why I don't understand how. I know some people say, chew the meat, spit out the bones, but what are you getting from that?
I just want to know what happened to that wall that they were building and those trips to Brazil. I want to know what happened to that wall. Remember the wall of silence? I don't know how
some are actually going though. Some actually went to Brazil.
All this talk, the wall of silence, and we're going to go to Brazil and
Brazilian women are after that bag. So if they think they're gonna get it, Brazil, they better bring some money. Brazilian women do not play that.
You know what's so crazy? Even though I only watch divested content on YouTube, like if it says black women in the title, it will still pop up on my feed, and I have to let the algorithm know not to suggest this YouTube channel anymore. They are still making those videos talk about passports. Like this one dude gonna say, here in America, I tell a black woman I want her nails to look a certain way. She asks me to pay for it. But if I go to Brazil and tell her I want her nails to look like a certain way, first of all, why are you worried about that? But I don't got to pay for it. She'll just go and do it. Because you broke.
Brazilian women are
You still dress like you in the early 2000s.
You know, Brazilian women aren't hooking up with black women on purpose just because, yeah, right. They want a whole bag and they want you to save them and take them out of Brazil and take them to America. I have way too many Brazilian friends to know that lie. They're liars. Nobody wants them that desperately bad and not for free.
Because black women, and here's why somebody said that the wall of silence only lasted 5 minutes. Let me tell you why, sis. Because black women are the only ones that worship them, and they want to be worshipped. They don't want to be treated like men or like partners. No, baby, they want to be worshipped. They want you to kiss the ground that their feet walk on. Like this one dude literally posted a video of his girlfriend licking his dirty ass feet, and he said, "I didn't take a shower or nothing, and you don't care, do you, baby?" And she says, "No." This light-skinned girl licking all in between his damn toes and his corns, his dirty ass feet early in the morning. This is what they want. And these dudes and those passport bros, that's what they call themselves, the passport bros. They still dress like they're in the early 2000s with the long, big old t-shirts and the big old jean shorts.
They don't pass out passports to selling, so I don't know what they think they're gonna go.
All right, Kenzie, you've been quiet. Jump in there, and then after that, Queen.
Okay, so one of the things that I wanted to say, it was about the manosphere topic we were just on a second ago. I found the manosphere when I was a junior in high school because I wanted to be like, I was like really fast. I wanted to be married when I was 25, blah, 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 blah. And when I saw that first manosphere channel, I literally was horrified because I thought I was going to lose my chance because I was a black woman and I was loud and I was crazy and all that other stuff. I was so scared. And I spent all that time trying to become the woman that they tell you to. So I wasn't saying anything my freshman year of college. I wasn't going anywhere, doing anything. When I tell you that they have this caricature of what they think white women are like, and they're telling us to be that, they think white women don't go nowhere. They don't think they do anything. They don't think they party. They don't think they have fun. Honey, you are so wrong. These girls are getting blackout drunk and going home with frat boys like every night.
Mm-hmm.
And now you got me in the house shut in scared because I'm waiting on my mans to come save me, and he's not going to want me if I'm at parties and stuff. Meanwhile, Baxter is getting blackout and falling on her face.
Yep. Y'all remember Girls Gone Wild? That was all Becky's.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Yes.
That's why I said they don't know anything. They're just talking out their ass. That's what I'm saying. They
No,
really
they
don't
know. It's just a fantasy. They're white little snow bunnies, right?
And all those Beckys still ended up getting married and becoming soccer moms.
Right. And that's why I thank you guys so much for these spaces, because when I tell you I was 17 years old and I was horrified, I thought no one was ever going to like me. I was literally so scared. And then I came to college and people were like, girl, why are you staying in your room all the time? Why aren't you blah, 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 blah? And I'm like, oh, okay, never mind.
Jump in, Queen.
So good evening, everyone. Hopefully everyone's doing well. It's funny that you guys are talking about this. I had a lot of family members that were actually foster parents, and I can go on and on all day, but the Black Manosphere, I was never actually introduced to them. Growing up from New York, I actually thought I was a 5%er for like a good couple months or whatever. And I noticed that a lot of the kids that were in foster care around my way ended up being 5%ers. And there's a progression to it. But at the end of the day, there's just a bunch of angry, insecure little boys. And they go into these spaces with a bunch of other angry, insecure little boys. And they promulgate this harsh, negative, hostile, and violent message to whoever they can dominate to validate their insecurity. So like when I remember just looking at some of the guys and thinking to myself, I remember you used to piss on yourself. I remember you used to get beat up in elementary school, and me and my sisters, girls, had to fight for you. And now you're here, and they used to talk about, they used to change their name to like these Muslim names. And I'm like, do you know history? Because you know that those are Middle Eastern names, and they conquered y'all. Why are you taking their names instead of African names? But you don't even know that. So when you look at Black Manosphere, there's just a bunch of like insecure, a lot of them are closeted gays, little small dick, no bathing, ass having men. And it's just like, if you listen to everything that they're saying, they're literally telling you that they hate themselves, because everything that they apply to women you can look at them and say it's applicable to them. They're just bums.
Yeah, the
Exactly.
self-hate
And
is so real. Oh my gosh. I was talking to my sister about this yesterday. I said, when you like yourself, you treat yourself a certain way. These men don't shower. They don't wear fresh clothes. They can't love themselves. Look at the way they're behaving.
No,
Yeah,
look at
their
their
doodle
mouth.
stains, their drawers be brown and nasty and black. They want it's just nasty.
I think a big problem with that is that, especially in the Black community, men have been taught that Black women are going to fix them. So they are like, yeah, sure, I don't love myself. I don't bathe. I don't work. I don't da 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 da. But when I find that right girl, she's going to work with me and fix me up and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, you want to be my son. You want
My
to be
love,
my
you give
child.
you're giving
exactly,
them too
like
much
if
credit.
you go off the Black man's word and their word only, we are disloyal. We don't stick by them. Like they literally go on these panels. Like I said, I don't listen to them anymore. But when I was immersed in the content, which is so depressing when you're a Black woman, it's so damn depressing. But when you are immersed in the content, like they were going on these panels talking about how we're disloyal and they need to go to other races of women. They were talking about just a lot of dumb stuff. And every time they talk about Black women, they bring up the same thing over and over again. Welfare, welfare, welfare. You kicked us out of the house. Oh my goodness, please pick a new song. Please pick
Hold
a
on.
new
Can I
song.
educate y'all in a second for welfare? Like that was one of the, FDR's programs, or whatever case may be. I don't think people realize that in the late 60s, early 70s, they actually eliminated that requirement that men didn't have to stay in the house for women because so many Black men were actually raping women in public housing and creating a bunch of children out of wedlock that were rape children, that the federal government found it easier to just allow Black men to live with these women as opposed to kicking them out the house. Like that is fact. So Black men saying that they kicked them out of the house, you wouldn't have to be kicked out of the house if you had a fucking job, bro. And even if
Like
that was the case, most of these people complain about this shit. You never lived it. You never lived it. Most of the people
thank
complain
you.
about it, never experienced it.
And this is what I mean when I say like they blame us for every damn thing. Everything. I am childless and only 24 years old, and I get blamed for so much. And I do literally nothing. This is why I took my 4,000 and I said, fuck y'all. I'm not doing it. I only had 4,000. I was trying to save up 10 to leave. I said, we finna put this
Did
bed
you
on the
guys
floor.
know that Black men get more welfare than Black women, especially if you have a felony? There's programs where Black men, once you get out of prison, you are entitled to welfare, Section 8 housing. You are entitled to Medicaid, Medicare. You get money on your EBT card in addition to food stamps, and they get preferential treatment over Black women and girls for job placement and education. Black men get more welfare than women across the board. That's why most states, especially in the Northeast, most of our states are in a deficit. We're in serious deficit because we give money to these motherfuckers who just came out of prison and have felonies. We give all of our money to them, and then single mothers, and then mentally ill Black men. All you gotta do is say, I have anxiety. Bam, you're mentally ill, and guess who's on DSS? So the welfare shit, it just gotta go. Like it's all bullshit. Like all you have to do is pretty much fucking Google some shit. Black men get way more welfare than Black women.
We
Black
were
men get
just
Black men get
They
too
got
much leeway.
welfare reform. They
They're gonna
reformed
tell
welfare
you,
in the 90s. So they got all that.
yeah, and we were
they're
just
gonna tell
talking
you,
about
no, sis, it's the government. The government is against Black men. The government, as females, you actually have a better advantage than we do. The government, nobody's fair to us. Nobody, right?
Girl,
That's all they
yes.
complain about.
That's what they said. They gonna say talk about some.
Because they're
That's
the
the
ones
reason
that push
why.
out humans.
And
Supposed
look,
to have a better advantage.
I
we were
don't know which one of
talking
y'all made that point, but one of y'all made the point of them benefiting the most from affirmative action. One of them actually went on a panel. I regret clicking that link that was put on our Patreon and listen to that podcast because I was triggered. I really wanted to fight. Like one of them actually said that we benefit the most because we're Black and we're women, and because they talk about we get into corporate jobs and we sell them out for white zaddy all the time. And also they was like, oh well, them giving you corporate jobs because you are diverse and you hit that quota, they what they say, they said it puts a gap in us even further, it divides us even further, it ruins the Black family. us
I mean,
having
well, at
jobs.
least
That's
at the
fine. Like I
very
said
least,
before, Black men don't take responsibility. If they were doing their job as men, welfare would not be needed in single Black women's homes. And that's it.
my thing is that at the very least, white daddy provides. He comes through on the 1st and the 15th. You don't.
Yes,
Yeah,
You
ma'am.
don't.
yeah,
And
I
the thing
literally
is
just said that. Like,
and my
that
other
white dude,
thing
that white
was
dude.
not only does he's reliable and you are not, and I actually have protections against him. For Black women, we for some reason when we're aggressed against by Black men, the law just falls straight through. When your company does something wrong by you, you can go to HR. You could get white zaddy in trouble. You cannot do anything to these Black men. They're untouchable.
Exactly, like that white dude we was talking about on the last live, who met his wife on the dating, on that dating reality show Love Is Blind. This is a whole Black woman. First of all, when they got married, he was 28, she was 32. Second, she's 4 years older than her husband. This man bought her a Jeep, her dream car, upgraded her ring and everything. And then somebody made a point and was like, well, white zaddy is real. You damn right. He is real. Because these men are way more reliable. How do you not expect us to not want that? We want, you even say so. Well, women want stability. You're not stable, dummy.
Right. But they want that Black love to keep going.
Girl, please, Black love is not real. And I'm so tired
Girl,
of that
they
shit.
don't want no, and it's not. They don't want Black love. They want to be in a position of power. They wouldn't care who it was. We're just the easiest group of women to manipulate.
No. We were not. Some bras are the easiest bras.
I'm not saying I'm saying pretty much. No, I'm saying pretty much as a collective, we are the easiest group of women to manipulate. Asian women packed up and got out when Asian men started doing wrong by them. White women do not play that. You see how quickly they'll leave a Black man who's rich once he starts going broke. We will sit through, not us in this panel, obviously, but as a collective, Black women will sit through just about anything.
It's that ride or die mentality. Late 90s,
I
early 2000s, all
don't know if
that music.
I don't know if I should troll and act like I'm one of the Black guys on this panel. Like they'll be like, "Oh, Black women are against us."
Oh my God! Somebody please play devil's advocate.
And the government, white daddy.
Yeah,
That's all
let
they complain about.
me tell you what my mom suffered
Go
through.
back to Africa, they don't fucking like it.
Let me tell you what my mom suffered through reaching below her. This man made 2 children while in a relationship with her. Not only does he cheat, but he cheat with fat, disgusting women. And I mean, it is gross. The man is a serial cheater. He lies constantly. You never know what's the truth. The 2 kids that he made and the last child that he made on my mom, the woman wanted nothing to do with him because she knew she was a piece of shit. Like that boy don't even know that that's his daddy because he's so bad. And when we found out about the second child, my mom was so numb. And y'all, when I say so numb, I mean numb to the point where it was just an average Tuesday. He had broken her down so badly that when she finally told me about it, she was so numb, there was no expression on her damn face. 20 years of dealing with a man who does not respect her, because no man would do that to a woman he respects or even love for that matter. Like my mom has suffered in the name of loving a Black man, and I had to watch that shit.
Man, fuck these niggas.
No, man, lie. She should have chose better, though. She should have chose better.
Thank you,
You're right.
our devil's advocate. We need you to be devil's advocate.
I had to watch that up close and personal, and it really hurt my feelings. So when we had our little debate about what I will not tolerate, she thinks, and like I said, she was raised by me. My grandmother is a mammy, so she truly does not know better because it's all of this is coming from her upbringing. So we
I don't know why are you still having these conversations with them? Like some women, you have to love from afar and let go. You have to let go. You cannot allow their negative energy to attack you. You have to let go.
Oh no,
like
she cares about unpacking me. She see, here's the thing. That's what I don't understand. She went through all of that, but supports my decision. She supports me. She supports me all the way. But why she won't take that?
She doesn't support what your lifestyle for herself.
Yeah, she won't do it. She won't do it for herself, but she supports me doing it for me. And I think because she's been with the man for 20 years, like she started dating him when she was 18. She was barely grown.
So what is time? What is that? Time is just a physical existence, move on. I
I
can be
mean,
unseen for
I
1,000
do
years and I'll
not
still
know
be.
what this ugly man. I do not know the type of control he has over.
I
her.
mean, yeah,
I don't
I'm
know.
not gonna say that about your. I'm not gonna say time is a very, especially when you've invested a lot into a relationship. Girl, I can understand why your mom is where she is. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
pretend that just because especially when you're with someone since you're 18, they manipulate you, especially if he's older than her.
yeah, she's
We don't
40.
know what he says behind closed doors. How many
She's 40
worthless
years
she's
old.
been. How many no one's gonna want you she's been.
Have any of
Manipulation
you
is
guys ever
real.
heard that? Have guys ever said that to you? Like nobody will ever want you, and
Yeah,
this is damn.
yeah. Like I was
They
with my
say it all
bestie.
the
I
time
was
when they
with my
want control
bestie
over a
Oh,
long
woman.
I heard the
before.
good luck finding a man. Good luck. I heard that before.
I've
Heard
heard
those.
don't nobody want you but black men, so you might as well take what we give you.
Yep,
I've heard
you
that.
hear
I've
that.
dated
When I
multiple
tell you
and
that
yes,
happens
I've never
every
heard
day on Twitter, a black man says that every day on Twitter. There's no lie. No lie there.
Like
Let
I,
me tell y'all what I heard when I was about 30. How long was I married at that time? About 12 years. This Dusty walked past me and my husband and said, "Oh, you nasty as fuck, letting that cracker fuck you like that."
hell
But
So
no.
they'll get their penises in the mail all day though.
all my husband did was lift up his shirt to show his waist, and he carried on.
That's
Ooh,
it.
I love that.
We didn't even
Please
say
stop
that.
that make it jump back 50 feet.
Divested, have you always lived in Georgia?
No, we've lived all over Florida, New York. We kind of keep it moving. But
Like so, like
I think this is where I'm gonna die, though, y'all. Georgia. So anyway, didn't mean
My
to be
thing about
morbid.
it is like there's a black woman that went viral, right? She's Caribbean, but she lived here in the States. And her husband is a white man, bald head and all, and he loves the hell out of his wife. I mean, he would lay down his life. Somebody commented he looked like Stretch. No, what they say? He looked like Shrek. You dated down and all of that. First of all, this is what you would like to call a high value man, because he provides for that woman.
so this is why I use that F word so liberally. This is why I say faggot so much. These men are so consumed with the way other men look and other men's dicks. Like if you look at Game's Twitter, all he's talking about is how girls are sucking dick and this, that, and third. They're so consumed about that shit. Most women, fuck niggas, don't get their G spot hit, so they don't even fucking have orgasms based on vaginal penetration. Okay, fuck boy. So your dick don't mean nothing. It's just pretty to look at. Goddamn it. I want some head. Put your fucking mouth on
No,
me. Goddamn it.
I feel
no,
You know,
like
sis.
it looks
No,
like
sis.
Disney.
Like, no, sis. It don't matter. It don't matter. You could be bisexual. It don't matter. You can't be judging people's sexuality. The thing, you don't know that. You don't know that. Y'all always be judging and stuff. No, sis,
I
don't do
cannot.
that.
I cannot.
girl, like I think
Can
you
I
have right. I think it's I think it's outer appearance completely.
yeah,
Because
it's
like
outer
when they get
appearance.
because like when they get money, they go get a white woman because they believe that just any non-black woman, period, is a symbol of success. I can have this non-black woman. I have money. I am successful. Another thing, how the black manosphere men are so hung up on looks. Like literally, somebody found and they posted it. A divested woman found Kevin Samuel's dating profile, and in his profile, it said you had to be a certain weight and I want you in a dress and some heels with me at a gala. You don't go to a gala because you go live every night, dummy. Secondly, why are you so hung up on the fashion part? You are a grown ass man. Like they are hooked on outside looks, period. Outer looks, period. It's not just
Yeah,
looking of other men, of other women. They want to be involved with like that black dude that has a white girlfriend. He wants her hair to be what he wants it to be, her clothes to be what he wants it to be.
That's my
They are
point.
so
That's
hung
my
up
point.
on what you look like.
They're so like obsessed with the physical because they do not have the mental capacity to see that to be a man or to be a woman is more than just a looks. Is what can you actually do? What can you create? What can you protect? And what can you provide? So when these men talk about the physical, you should just already know they're dumb. They can't comprehend anything other than what they can see.
And that's why
yeah, they
No,
anything
care
but
like
so much about They care so much about looks because they don't have anything else. That's why they're sneakerheads. They always have the best shoes. They always have the best clothes. Because once you get past that surface level, they have nothing else.
Well, you should talk for yourself because you already passed the danger zone. The danger zone.
And then on top of that, they don't even know what real femininity is. They literally, one of these dudes talked about how white women complained. He was a personal trainer, and these white women who never worked out before was complaining because they didn't want to do a certain workout. And they were doing this masculine shit. How is complaining masculine when it is something that literally everybody doing? You're doing it right now. That's not masculine. It's just a normal human thing. So when I saw that and people were admitting, like they were like, yeah, bro, yep. Do y'all even know what femininity and masculinity is? Like black men are insane to me. Like they're literally crazy.
They conflate femininity with slavery. They really think that to be a woman you have to be a slave. Listen to how they describe their perfect woman.
What femininity is like a Coca-Cola shape, big booty, have like heels all the time, tight dresses. That's femininity.
Listen to how they describe women, to how they describe their perfect woman. She's always cooking. She's always cleaning. Well, she doesn't get pregnant because babies would limit his access to sex, but she's always sexually available. You want a slave. You want a slave, dude.
Yes, they do. Like that black. Have y'all seen this season of Married at First Sight, where this dude, and by their description, he's a high value man. This man makes a lot of money. He's married. He married a black woman at first sight, and I mean, she's been taking blows from day one. When they got married and walked out, he was like, I'm not attracted to her. Yet you married her. And then
Kristen Page. Talking about Kristen Page. Kristen Page.
Yeah. Yes. And then when he introduced him to his family, he and his family were talking about her butt and her shape and all of this other stuff, which I found to be disgusting. Secondly,
yeah, they want
slaves. The very first season.
The very first season of the show, they had a couple named Mika and Michael, only black couple. They were such a poor showing. Literally, he said to her, if you don't have sex with me on this honeymoon, we're not going to stay married. All the white men were like, hey, if you don't want to have sex yet, that's fine. We're going to be here for 7 days. We don't even have to have sex during the honeymoon. He told her, if you don't sleep with me, I'm leaving you. No. It was disgusting. Yes. They show their hand every chance they get. They show their true colors.
To me. They like to try because they buy like a pair of Jordans.
But she gotta fulfill her duty.
Oh my God! When I tell you that's what my mother said to me, my mom said, "That's why you can't be on a show like this. You got married. That's one of your duties as a wife." I almost threw up. I was so disgusted.
But here's the bad part, though. Somebody who worked behind the scenes on Married at First Sight, I keep almost saying Love is Blind, but Married at First Sight, somebody who worked behind the scenes said, every time we do a new season, we rarely get black men who want to marry black women. They always want either mixed race or white women. They don't ever want to marry black women.
That was
and
the pastor
say it's every season.
Every season. There's the panel of the 3 psychologists, and one of them is a black pastor, and he said that. He said, we don't get black men who want to be paired with black women. We get black men who want to be paired with other races. Like, when you do a questionnaire for that show, you get to, like, fill out your racial preference. They say no black women under any circumstances.
They want a human version of a bulletproof vest, which is why they date out so much, because they're so afraid that white daddy's going to shoot them. If they got Becky on the side or Ming Lee, they think, oh, the white man's going to overlook them. I got my bulletproof vest here. Please don't shoot me. Massa.
And then they want us to be on our grind and make so much money. This white dude on Love is Blind literally wifed up another white girl who was couch surfing. She joined Love is Blind for shelter. She was couch surfing, had no money at all, and got wifed up. He owns a house, moved her into the house, everything. But with black women, we need to have so much. This bitch literally had nothing.
Can we pivot for a second? Can we pivot for a second? I have a question. Serious shit though. How many of you guys are in relationships with other men, right? How many of you guys have family members that are upset that you're not going to have all black babies? Can we talk about that?
My
Oh
dad.
God,
Yeah,
don't
my
mention it.
parents accepted it because I
Everybody.
came out to them as an interracial swirler when I was like 5.
Well, my family was always upset with me when I was younger because they always were like, "You're gonna end up with a white boy." Like I'm not gonna lie to you. Like white guys aren't my preference, and I couldn't imagine having like a child that doesn't look like me. I'm probably going to end up with someone who's like a darker Asian because I couldn't imagine it. But like my family, when I was a little girl, before I even understood how babies were made, you're probably gonna end up with a white boy. You're gonna make our family tree lighter. Blah 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 blah. I'm like, what?
Black
That's
people
Yeah,
are
my dad.
big
I
complexion is
Wait, can we go
weird.
in order so we
It's
don't? Is there? I
weird.
don't know if it's a lag, but is there somewhere we could go all go in order?
I think everybody's just tapping in. I'll go first though. My parents, so I have a lot of uncles that are married out, and I have a couple of aunts that are married white men as well. So in my family, it was never a big deal because they were doing that a long time ago. But and my first crushes were like Zach from shows from Saved by the Bell. I like Jonathan Taylor Thomas. I like just white boys. Home Alone. So, but my mom and dad, they don't like the fact that I've chosen to date out, but they're okay with it because they know we have a blended family anyway. And if you're not going to check your own brothers, you're not going to check your daughter. So I don't really care about what they think though.
And for me, it's like I said, I get support even from because I got a lot of black women in my family that are black male only, but they support me in doing what I need to do for myself. The only one that does not support me is my father. He was the one who said, "Don't bring the man to the house, that I won't get walked down the aisle." Like he made several threats to not be a part of my life if this man is a part of my life. He is the only one that's not supporting me at all. Like I swear the man think that he Malcolm X. That is the
I
only
just
person I'm
wanted
not
to
getting
say because
support
I'm
from.
about to hop off. Bye, you guys. This has been like so awesome.
Bye. Thank you for coming.
Bye.
I appreciate you stopping by. I really, really do. I appreciate all of y'all.
And we appreciate you for providing a space for us.
I wanted to address Aurora Moki. She said we need to move on to more productive conversations. And I just wanted to tell her personally, I think you may have missed the beginning of the live. There's other places that talk about more constructive stuff than this. This is pretty much what you're gonna get when you come here. This is a drag fest, and it's usually for beginning divestors. That's why you're getting bored, baby girl. I feel you though.
She tried it.
So the reason why I asked that question about like your kid. Oh, I'm sorry.
Somebody has their mute yourself if you're not talking.
Oh, I was gonna answer that question. Wait.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, can I go or wait?
Yes.
Okay, so I was gonna say with that, like, I've had a couple people basically essentially call me like self-hating and that I hate or I don't want to have, almost like trying to say I'm a colorist in sorts, that I don't want to have chocolate babies. But I'm like, I'm not delusional. Like, I don't see myself marrying a black person. So why on earth would it's unrealistic for me to have black children. It's not because I don't want dark children. I think dark skin children are so beautiful. I would love to have a little chocolatey girl. I'll probably adopt one, but realistically, like, they just kind of chop it up to like, me being almost self-hating, and then I just disrespect them right back and say, well, I see your relationship and you're struggling and you're depressed and you're overweight or you're losing weight, your hair is falling out, and I don't want that. So that's my comeback for that.
Okay, that's what's up. Jump in, queen.
I remember someone saying that to me. And me being petty, I don't want kids at all. I'm like, I'd abort the bastard, whether it was white, brown, blue, or whatever. I don't give a fuck. But then I remember somebody asking me, don't you want a kid that looks like me? I was like, yes, I want a kid that looks exactly like me. Meaning I'd have to fuck me and get me pregnant to have a kid that looks exactly like me. Like, I want the duplication of me. There needs to be more of me in this world. And like, I remember like somebody was saying to me like, well, you can't do that without a Black man. I'm like, the X chromosome is 3 times larger, more multifaceted than the Y chromosome. I don't need a man of any race. I can make me. And it doesn't bother me anymore when people say stuff like that to me, because I like the shock value of being really lewd and shit. But I just wondered like if it was common, and because I don't see people pressing men to get married or have babies, but they always press women.
Yeah, I agree.
Because they say, this is what they say, our goal should be marriage and children. If not, we're trash. Like, and that makes literally no sense at all. Like, I literally got called a narcissist because I also don't want children, and I got called a narcissist.
I think we should clarify that. Oh, somebody's echoing.
I'm trying to figure out who it is. So they muted themselves.
Okay, I was gonna say, I think people forget that they don't want you to want Black love because you want somebody that looks like you. They want you to make more Black male babies. They don't give a damn about Black female babies at all.
That's a fact. That's a fact. It's evidenced by how they're treated in the community. It's evidenced by how someone will stop by here and say what we need to talk about. Because if you take away their narcissistic supply, then you become their target as well. Period. And I'll be that. I'll be the target because I'm built for it. I don't subscribe to the traditional femininity. If you pull up, you're going to get your issue. Point blank, period.
You crack me up.
Anyway, y'all, if y'all ain't got nothing else, I'm fixing to go flirt with the white man.
I just want to say one more thing. Everybody, please be careful, because whether you cake for them or you're divested, they will find reasons to beat the hell out of you, hurt you. Especially being divested, it makes them want to hurt you even more because you take away their backup plan.
Nonsense. Like, I just want y'all to know that nobody wants you. Okay, nobody wants you. Nobody cares for you as much as the Black men care for you. Okay, so this white man, like, he don't want you like that. All he want is that big booty. That's it. That's all you care for.
She is so crazy. But y'all, I'm
putting Black men out here to Europe and divest to Europe and other countries. That way these niggas don't have anything to attack, because you're not going to be there. You're going to be with your little bride somewhere. And I know one thing, where I am at now, there's not a big Black population at all, and they round these niggas up. They will put these white men out here in Europe will literally kill Black men. You hear the stories in Italy.
I like it.
Yeah. In Italy, they're calling them apes, throwing bananas at them, and basically just killing them, for hitting on white women, things like that. They don't have the protection that they do in the U.S., in the U.K. and Canada, which is why they're afraid to even leave Black men. So come out here, come to Europe, and get you a bride and stay protected, ladies, because these men are crazy back in. I'm scared to go back home even to see my family.
Damn.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and go.
I was just gonna say, don't let these high value or level up groups talk you out of divesting, or basically bring down your self confidence, because half of them are fake. Just remember that half of them are just bullshitting.
Oh, she said it. I didn't. She said it. I didn't. Sprinkle. Oh, the shade. The goddamn shade I just threw. See, I told y'all I've been on here too long. I stayed too long. It's gonna get real wretched. So I'm trying to spare y'all. Y'all won't let me do it. Shout out to Derek Chauvin, by the way.
Here's the thing, though. It's a lot of them that aren't living like that whole Michaela Pink female. Like, it's a lot of them not living the life that they live in, and they trying to steer a lot of Black women astray. Yeah. And they keep saying, "Oh, well, I'm here to help you." No, you're not.
They're trying to make it feel like high value man will just take you to nice dinners and buy you a Louis bag and probably take you on a trip somewhere. It's silly, and that's a lot of them are sugar babies. So there's that. So yeah,
they make it seem like you don't need to have a personality; you just need to be pretty.
Yeah. I'm trying not to be I'm trying so hard. Y'all won't let me.
You want to finish your
Anyway,
thought,
Bitch,
Divested?
That's your problem with today's modern women. Y'all need to submit. That is the problem. So it is what it is, right?
sugaring comes with the whole mindset. My thing is, if you're not a hustler, you're not going to do very well sugaring or being a sugar baby or anything like that, because you have to have money as your core influence. And realize that just because the guy has money doesn't mean he's high value. It's high value versus high quality. Some of these men are assholes, but they're just wealthy assholes.
Yeah, you're very right about that. And that's the thing. Like, a lot of them chase the bag without even trying to see what type of man he is. Like, Pink Pill actually told a story about how a woman was with a so-called high value man, and I think he was a black man. This man he had her in the house, but cheating with everything around her, and gave her an STD. And he had money, had her in a whole mansion.
Oh wow.
And yet gave her an STD, out here sleeping with whoever he wanted to sleep with.
Well, it costs, right? It costs to.
Like, that's what they want you to get messy, they said.
They said they wanted me to get messy.
Yeah,
Yes.
You know these girls.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
Thursday night. People
They
together.
want you to crumble some edges like blue cheese.
Y'all a trip. Y'all supposed to be protecting me from getting in trouble. Now y'all fixing to put me in trouble. Sprinkle, sprinkle.
Divested, go anxiety.
Y'all,
Go on,
y'all.
anxiety. We setting you up. Go on.
I'm trying, y'all. I'm in rehab myself. I'm in, what do you call it? Shade rehab. Okay. Now y'all
You
make
must have
sure.
just started.
Wait, check it out. Make sure you look good when he comes home. That's not none of your business what he does for making money. He's not supposed to be entertaining you. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Get the fuck out of here with that nonsense. Y'all, I'm fixing to get it from up here. Y'all not fixing to get me in trouble. Thank you, Snakehead, for the
I'm
for the
blocking
$5 donation. Y'all ain't right. Y'all ain't right. And I know somebody gonna share this with her, but she better not pull up or she gonna lose that wig. I said what I said. Y'all get off my panel. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
What we do here is go back.